Good night, everybody. Good morning. Good whatever it is, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to our episode of our podcast. I'm your host, Leford, and I hope that everybody is in good stead. I hope that everybody is doing all right. I hope that everything is good with you all. So, another day, another show, and I hope that we're still celebrating what transpired with the women in the 100 meters last night. So, as you know, and for those who don't, the Jamaican women swept the 100 meters with pocket rocket. Shelley and Fraser Price taking the gold in a championship record time of 10.67 seconds ahead of Sharika Jackson, who ran a PB of 10.73 to take the silver medal, and Elaine Thompson here. She got the bronze medal, finally cupping a medal in the women's 100 meter at the World Championship level. So, guys, ensure that you go ahead, like up the stream, subscribe if you haven't done so, and please, moderators, do your job tonight. Can't be the only one to do it, so please, moderators, do your job, man. Encourage the people to do the right stuff. So, how y'all doing? How was the day? How was the Monday? I know that Monday normally be hectic, so how have all you guys Monday gone so far? So, without further ado, the men's 200 meter will be on track soon. And big up to everybody in the chat, man. I see Christoph out long time. Michelle also out long time. Anthony, Henry, big up yourself. Albert, big up yourself, same way, brother. Find the truth ministry, big up yourself, same way. And welcome to all the other people on the stream that are currently watching and hasn't commented as yet. I encourage all of you to comment. And soon and very soon, we shall be joined by a track star, a former Jamaican athlete, will also be joining the stream. So hopefully all that will be sorted out and he'll be on soon. So let me just run a check and let me see if he's actually there. Sir Leford Green, you're there. Let me check it back again. Are you there, Sir Green?
Yeah, my day I try to get disconnected and let's see what I go. Hold on.
Are you connected, man? All right. Just start at the time, come on. But I'm going to give them a proper introduction. Just wanted to check and see if he's actually sorted out before he comes on. But okay, welcome, man. Welcome.
Good day.
Man
Oh,
said
go
good
on.
day. All right, I'm Coach Q. Welcome, fam.
Bless up, well gone.
We did
Now,
well one the last night, because we did well one tackle about one Darren era in the butt. We just forgot to tonight. But
I can catch up.
yeah, man. Tonight we're in a more casual mode. For
Mm.
now,
Yeah, man.
for now until one can pop up, because one
Yeah.
can pop up fireworks.
Can I,
But
can I, ma- eh,
let's say that kill.
yeah, can I make a point because I didn't get a comment on the 100 meters last night?
Sure, man.
Yeah, man. I remember saying in the comment section that I had a feeling that Elaine wasn't going to at least place top two. You know why? Because when she was in the spanking form, she was cruising to 1082. Remember that 1082 she cruised to in the heats of the Tokyo?
Yeah.
And even though she was still cruising, like the times weren't the times were alright because she never need to run fast or so forth. But I knew she wasn't in the shape that she was in last year from when I was watching the heats and the semifinals. To be honest, I actually thought she'd have probably run ten
Okay, so I'm just
seven.
going through this quickly, okay. So the
Mm-hmm.
200 meters track the first heat for the men. Da Silva from Brazil, Talio from Papua New Guinea, Van Bulle from Liberia, Jerome Blake from Canada, Amoa from Ghana, Yumia from Japan, and Joe Ferguson from Great Britain. So
Definitely a family favorite here.
Family all the way.
easily.
The Canadian is Jamaican. You remember
Yes.
him?
Um, yeah, Jamaican parent.
No, in born and growing in Jamaica.
Born and grown here. Okay.
Yeah, I think probably 13, 14 in migrate.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Let me just go ahead and shout out the rest of people in the chat. So Triple C is already here. Killian Whittingham, big up yourself, Fresh God as always. Demoji, big up yourself, same way from. But yeah, man, Akira can continue making a point, and just to
Yeah.
point out that Fanbele won it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
The
So
Japanese.
yeah, so she never looked like the shape that she was in last year. And um, regarding regarding her coaching situation, this is I've gotten a day to to think about it some more. And for me, I think the coaching situation, although we may not agree with it, I think it's the best decision that she could make at this time. I do agree that we should give her more time for her to adjust, more time for her husband to adjust as well. Um, but I do think that she should. I do think that they should consider having at least a.
Continue on, Akira.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think she and her husband should consider at least adding a next coaching perspective to their camp, and a world class one to be exact, because she's a legendary athlete. She's a legendary athlete competing against a next legendary athlete, and in order for her to want to stay at that level, she's going to need she's going to need someone who is world class or was tried and proven to help her to stay there. So that's just my thing on Elaine.
All right, so let me just point out that Fanbele, the Japanese athlete, that's Yomiya, along with Jerome Blake, those three have progressed to the semi-final round. The second heat that will come up, you have Simon Hassan from Denmark, Jeremy Richards from Trinidad. A lot of people actually has this guy down for a medal. Um, yeah, the next Japanese, Shota Hizuka, Aaron Brown from Canada, Joseph Green, um, the Cuban athlete, that's Montoya, and the South African Maswangani. Look at this one, guys. Do we realistically believe that Jeremy Richards can win a medal?
He has shown good promise. Got his PB to this year running in pouring rain in the Trinidad Trials, getting 1983. So no doubt of him making the finals. However, there are schools of elite men that will be vying in that final. So it would not necessarily be a handout where it will be guaranteed. Yeah, the World Championships. I don't think anybody will be handing anything to anybody. But definitely a good prospect for the final. He's a very well-rounded athlete, known for his 400 exploits as well. Has been very good and effective on the Trinidad 4x4 teams, and to see him transition and getting in some good 200s in. Memory serves me correct. I think he medaled at World Indoors over 400. So very promising young man. As I said, surely one to be, to earn a lane for the finals.
Okay. Chris, what say you?
Yeah, it's gonna be a competitive field. There's no medal put down for him, but he can work his way to one. He will be among the names that should be in the mix to get a bronze medal, because I think that's the medal that's on offer right now.
Okay. And before I get Akil's thoughts, big up Shalane, big up Audrey, big up Vinny, Kish, big up yourself, Zibev, welcome and welcome once again. Um, Akil, what say you now?
He's actually the world indoor champion, 400-meter indoor champion. I think he can medal. The thing when it comes down to the 200 is that you always can't write off individuals who have a fast finish, and he has a fast finish, and I think that's why um I think he has a strong chance of getting a medal. I actually think that the 200 meters race is going to be very tight.
Okay.
It's going to
All
be
right,
very
and
tight.
guess what? Our stage is about to be blessed by a superstar, a man that performed in the 400 meters, 400-meter hurdles for Jamaica. This man got a bronze medal in 2011 4x4 relays in Daegu, and he was a very good stalwart for Jamaica. I mean, I catch him up to the latter part of his career, but at the end of the day, I was happy to actually see him. We're talking about none other than Leford Green. Welcome to the panel for the first time, boss. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, good, good. Greetings, greetings. You know, I think, Gertie. Blessings, blessings.
Let me even take off this off the screen so people can see it properly. Go ahead now.
Yeah, man, I'm dark away, you know, so when I get
Super
some more light,
blocks.
I take up. That's why them call me blacks, you know,
Super
Gary. So,
blocks.
yeah, man. But it's an honor, though, you know. Man has a respect for the invitation, so, you know, Gary. So, we go and try this analyst thing. And we always talk like we know track, so let me see if I can put my skills to any kind of use tonight and see what we can do.
All right, let's see. Let me just run through this quickly before I get to the guys that ask you questions and all those stuff. All right, so E2 is on track, and I'm just go through it again. Hansen from Denmark, Richards from Trinidad and Tobago, Izuka from Japan, Brown from Canada, Joseph Green, Montaya from Cuba, and Maswan Ghani from South Africa.
Maswan Ghana had a very good NCAA season last year. Didn't really show that same promise this year. I think somebody just the blocks just dashed a while ago. But then, wow,
That seems to be here and Brown.
yeah, yeah,
Is that gone? Oh, the block slip.
yeah, man. The blocks are another girl at all.
Oh,
Well, that's good eye by the start. It actually caught it back. And it wasn't a fast start or anything, but clearly good reaction from the start. I think um, we, we can give them some credit with the backlash they've received for the past couple of days.
correct. But
With
since
a
we are
fast
waiting on
start.
that, though, since we are waiting on it, Leford, when you look at the two events that they did, which one of them would you said was your favorite?
None. All of them hard. None.
Yeah.
Yeah, none but no fun and joke aside still, I love the 400 because it was very tactical, you know what I mean? It wasn't 400 hurdle was very tactical. And anybody can get up and set them and go on 400 hurdle. So that aspect of it kind of make it a little bit different. So but yeah, 400 hurdle was always my pride and joy.
All right, you answered the question just now, so I'm just going to follow up on it. So since as I said that you never really like any of them, so um, which one of them would you say was the hardest to train for?
400 hurdle. Yeah, 400 hurdle was hardest to train because yeah, you have to learn how to run plus jump or hurdle as them call it. So you have different components of your training that you have to make sure so you can fulfill. You have to make sure so you can sprint. You have to make sure so you have speed endurance. You have to make sure so you can run on some 800 if needs be. So it's a wide range. You kind of touch almost every aspect or phase in your training that there is. So yeah, that make it tougher.
Okay, okay. Let's see this. So Jerry wins it.
200 is on track.
Yeah, Jerry wins it. Jerry Maeda, Aaron Donna is the Izuka. So those are the three that will progress from this one. Kid, welcome as well, man. Wagwan.
Wagwan, boss. Wagwan, wagwan. Big up yourself.
Doctor
Bye.
Doctor Green.
Big up
We are
yourself.
not related, by the way, just so you know. Name Green, but we're not related. We're
Green.
good friends still, but we're not related.
And I
Nowhere,
like
shape, or
Dr.
form are
Green.
we related. We just name Green together. That's it.
him and the light him and the lights are green. Him and the lights are green. Yeah,
I
Doctor
want to say, every quarry, every green, every brown, every Williams related. Believe it or not, they must spring from one root somewhere.
Somewhere. No.
Everybody. But big up yourself, Blacks. Good to have you on the show. Good to have you on. For those of you who tuning in, like and share, subscribe. Good to have you on. This is we're in royalty, Coach Floyd and Leford Green, 2012 Olympic 400 hurdles finalist, CAC champion, World Championship medalist, and the list goes on and on and on. Good to have you here. Um, we have a lot of questions for you tonight, sir. I'm sure
just get ready to answer some questions. But one of the first questions we want.
Kid, you join late, man. Where you start question the man?
Yeah, me know, but him have a little more to come, a lot more to come. I want to ask him about the four hurdles because I know that was Leford's specialty. He was good at the four, but he was also, specialty in four hurdles. I want to ask him now with what's going on in the hurdles, right? You see how good Warholm is and how good Benjamin is and how good the
Dos
Brazilian
Santos.
is. Yeah. Do you see anybody breaking through that big three anytime soon? Because Jamaica has a few guys trying.
Well, yeah, it's a breakthrough.
Yeah, because it's hard to break through in terms of the medals. It
Yeah,
seems like
as it stands right now, only injury can make anybody come nowhere close to the top three, the Santos. And to be fair, it's just based on this season that you can actually say the Santos is even in the conversation. Because come last year, even not part of the conversation. Not that he was running slow, that he run good and performed well, but you can see that he has made drastic improvement, a big improvement in how he's running now. And even yesterday, man, we was talking about this as well in the group, the group chat, and we was like, hold on, is this man doing 12 strides in between hurdles? No, put that into perspective. When when Kevin Young actually break the record, he did that once. This man looked like he's doing 12 stride from area number 3 all the way up to 7.
All the way around. Yep.
Knight is on the
So
track now. Look, let's see. Area
All right,
9.
so let me just run through the lineup. All right, so in lane 2, you have Akeem Bloomfield. Lane 3, Arian Knighton. Lane 4, Mati Yenga from Zimbabwe. In lane 5, you have Matt Senshaw. In lane 6, you have Luxolo Adams. Lane 7, you have Jan Carlos Martinez. Lane 8, you have Nathaniel Mitchell Blake. Which three to make it out, guys, and people in the chat also.
Coach Flight, tell me what you think of this race. What you think of Akim Blake? It looks fresh.
I mean, Bloomfield. First run for Bloomfield. Didn't even enter the 200 meter the national trials. Got through to make it as one of the only ones to actually have the qualifying standards this season for the 200. Not sure what the expectation is for him. I just hope he's healthy, so he can actually, produce a good race. Um, Knighton, yeah, is definitely, I think, him coming with a vengeance back at Eugene. So, with that revenge matchup against Noah Lyles. Very talented guy. I think, at 18 years old, against 18-year-old Usain Bolt would be light years ahead. But I will always say that, I never discredit the athletes before the present. So, Bolt pretty much paved the way for the sake of Knight and Noah Lyles and stuff like that, just like Michael Johnson would have paved the way for and raised the game for Bolt and all of those people. So definitely much respect given to this big talent at 18. And 18 and being this professional. We don't have an 18-year-old in Jamaica being anywhere close to his standard. So definitely a standout for me.
Leaford, tell us what kind of pressure goes through one's head at this moment, being in heat at this level. All of us here, I believe, or most of us on this chat, used to the track and field and has been some success in the high school level. I don't think any of us have been to the World Championships.
Kid, me go invade on what you just said. Remember, as I always tell you guys tried track and field, but you weren't good at it.
Oh, you want all right? Go on, you get away with this one. How do you feel? I want to know what kind of pressure you feel, Leaford, in a heat right here at this
well,
moment. The world is
right now, this is first round. So first round, you definitely come out. You're gonna be nervous. You're nervous because and not because you're doubting yourself. You're nervous because this is the first race for the championship. You've been training for this. You've been months of preparation, and then you're going to face the starter. Everything going through your head. You're like, okay, you want to make sure you get everything right. You know what I mean? From warm up. It start from warm up. Even go back even further. It start from the mental preparation the day before. So you be ready and in that place before you even get there. Like for example, me. I used to really just sit down and just think about my race over and over. Even the day before, can't have a heat sometime. I have to force myself to heat. So that just goes to show you that it's more so mental than anything else when you get out there and go and face the starter. So right now, that's all they're trying to do, trying to stay calm, just rehearse their race, thinking about it, what I'm going to do next. Okay, when the gun go, this is how I'm going to react. I'm going to stay cool, stay composed, stick to the plan, and just trying to execute us, come back for the next round.
Coach Floyd, what do you tell an athlete? Because I'm sure you have coached someone who has gotten to this level too at the world
Um,
champ.
the heat is just pretty much to get out there, feel it out, get a good race, feel good about it, just get the jitters out of the way, and then build back from there. The heat is always the hardest race. I think even Shelley alluded to that after heats in the 100. No surprise, 1920.01. Bloomfield way out of the bucket. But Knighton looks good. As a youngster, even how he sprints, you can see he has a lot of room to improve, and really
Looks
interested
heavy.
to see what he does. A couple of years from now.
All right, so night of Adams, side of Mitchell Blake. Bloomfield way down in what? Fifth?
Fifth,
Looks very heavy, 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 heavy.
he wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah, he wasn't. You could tell.
Coach, I know that Aaron is obviously a specialist at 200. I
Uh,
just felt that it's surprising that I don't see him in the 100 at all. Like, he doesn't feature there. Uh,
he ran a couple hundreds, but he is as you can tell by the 200, is not his best event. The 200, especially at his age, has more time to pretty much gallop. The start of explosiveness, you need to be an elite male sprinter or female sprinter is not something that you garner just like that. It's a skill, and something that you have to really put work onto. So he doesn't have the explosive build or execution. So he's one of those what we call wind up athletes. So by 80 meter he starts to move. Yeah, not gonna work in 100 meters.
Mm.
But didn't he run a sub 10 earlier this season?
Yeah, notwithstanding. But but how consistent was he with the? Did he run something?
Fair.
Yeah,
His
yeah, yeah.
start is terrible. I don't think he gets out well for whatever reason. He gets going pretty late, so he would have a lot of issues with the 100. He
Yeah, the
doesn't.
100 would be something to he'll have to really work on. And eventually, I guess when his handlers decide to, develop his 100, that will also improve his 200.
He actually hasn't run sub 9 this year. Sorry,
Sub 10, I mean.
Yeah.
sub 10. My bad.
Now he would be a
Yeah,
superhuman.
sorry. He hasn't run he hasn't run sub 10 this year.
Yeah, I think he
For
probably just
me,
ran two 100s this season.
yeah, his season best is 10.04. But to me, when I look at Knighton, he reminds me more of like Alison Felix, in the sense that to me, I think he's more trending towards a 400 than a 2-4 runner than a 1-2 runner. That's just my thing.
Leford, one of your most memorable race would have been the CAC gold medal. And you beat one of the big favorite in that race. What's his name? You tell us his name. I don't even want to call his name. I'm sure you can't forget his name.
Leaford, you're muted. Unmute the
You're
mic.
muted, Leford.
Yeah, you're not gonna treat my friend like that.
No, but what's his name? You have to call his name,
Yeah,
sir.
man. I'm here, Colson. I'm here,
That was
Colson.
a big race, right? I remember you winning that CSC gold medal, and it was a I don't know, it was a big win for you. Um, how do you put that into perspective? Having continued to compete against him, but didn't that materialize with the exact same success? How were you able to like handle that moving forward? Because that
Well,
was a
for
big win.
me, if for me, and if most people really follow the journey and the career, that was 2010. So 2010, that's when we really actually move up and say, "Yeah, well, four hurdles, my gonna do." You see me? Before that, it was a straight 400, 200, and some 800. We used to run some 400s at some conference meets and stuff like that, but it was never, I never really get serious. But 2010 was when really so I get serious. So it was pretty much at the start of the career that they deliver such a performance. So for me, there was always great expectation, you know what I mean? So, and to even, I never to beat Corson at that time because the year before that, as you know, was 2009. He was the bronze medalist in the 400 hurdles, and him done run 47 already. So, it was much more so me just trying to establish myself and just the competitive spirit on me tell me, say, hey, I don't know how Mega win today, but me I got the for win. And that really what it was. So it was more so a mind over matter thing that kind of propelled me to that, and I kind of just try to stay grounded for the rest of the years and to come behind that. Um, a lot of stuff never materialized out the way that it's supposed to. We had a lot of ups and downs with life itself, and that kind of sidetracked me away from track and field, which, even to me, I look at me, I see people that, me start out, I compete with. Me, I look at me, see, Shelly, like, me and Shelly make the first team together, senior team, we go all seven together, we go Osaka. I should have run 4x1, I'm going to run 4x4. So, yeah, I look on the journey, yeah, I say, oh, dang, kind of cut it short, but again, things take place in life, and we have to just adjust, and that's kind of so it go,
All right, after this 200-meter, I'm going to ask you a follow-up question on what you just mentioned. So let's go ahead and just run through this field for Eat 4. So you have Kenny Bednarik from USA, you have Paragat from Uganda, Desalu from Italy, Marufu from Comoros, Uganda from Dominican Republic, Mamadou Fall from France, and Marcos Santos from Anguilla. No, you just mentioned about Shelton performing at age 35. What really, what made you come to the decision to say, you know what, it's in my best interest to just hang up these spikes?
Well, for me at that time, with two youth in, so it was more than just Leford Green, you know. And I told myself that before as well, if life journey didn't start take place, then you have to change around stuff and really kind of make sure, say, you know, it's not about a desire or a passion no more. You have people that's depending on you. And with that being said, you have to keep on going there, make sure so you have be that breadwinner, and you have to make sure you have be that family man and family guy. So that for me was my deciding factor. It was not matter if, oh yeah, people around left me or this happen, because you have up season, you have down season. So it comes and it goes. You know.
And to follow up with that, right after this race, Leford, you had a lot of success in the hurdles. So my follow-up question would be, do you have any regrets? Because you were pretty good at the 400, and a lot of experts believe that had you put some efforts into it, you would have probably had more success. What do you think about that?
All right, before I answer Leaford, I'm just tell the viewers, remember to like up the stream, ensure that you subscribe, ensure that you do the right stuff, and also, um, Dominican on Uganda just ran 20.01. That's a national record. Benerick was second, and Oragot from Uganda came third. So those are the three to make it through. And I mean, Uganda's looked good this season. Even
Yeah,
even in the mixed relays, he was part of that team that won the event. So he's looked really good this season. Go ahead and answer now, Leaford.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know it goes already. You look at it as it's the potential level and say, hey, you did this in high school, so you can propel and you can go to this level. But even back then, if you take a look, I remember the people them who was competing against as regards 400 and also 400 hurdle. It was more so a strategic move, or you could say more financially. I know I could have benefited a lot more being a 400 hurdler versus being a 400, flat runner. Because then you still had LaShawn Merritt, you still had Jermaine Gonzalez. I mean, we can go down the list of people that was out there, which kind of put me, when it comes to ranking, way down the list. You know what I mean? So more than I rank, it was a choice to choose being ranked in the top 10 versus being ranked in the top 50. Because like I said before, it was always, it's a business. It was my job. And your job, you have to make sure that you make money. So I took a gamble of trying to be making sure that I was staying relevant, being in the top 10 versus being in the top 50. I mean, back
Uh,
then,
and
I ran
400 at that time, 400 back then is not like the 400 pool that we have now.
Mhm.
400 pull them time there. Hot.
But
Yeah.
Coach Fly, to put you on the spot too, having an athlete like Leford, right? If you had him, give us your honest opinion. Where would you have put him? Having seen him run 45 in class one, the first high school athlete to run to break 46 seconds. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, Leford.
Second. You see
Second,
not the record at that
second
time.
person
Second.
to break
Mhm.
46 seconds, right?
Mhm.
So that was a good performance. In high school, in class one, having an athlete like that run 45 and 49 in the hurdles,
Yeah.
where would you direct an athlete
Yeah.
like
Hands down, I'll go from the same standpoint that Leaford made in terms of going to the four hurdles. Um, and that's simply because of it just make more financial sense, based on where you're ranked. The potential could be there, yes. But especially when you're looking at if you're looking at from high school, perspective and his performance in college, definitely he would have been the offers that he would have received would have been more geared towards him running the four hurdles. He benefit more there. So it's unless it's a case where I say, all right, listen, within 2 years I can get it down to 44.2 or 44.1. And and if I'm confident there and we agree to that, then we say, all right, cool, we'll ride it rough for the first 2 years until we get there. Outside of that, I have no discord because the same means that you would use to say, boy, he make a good quarter miler. He'll already have that good flat speed to say, yeah, man, if you take that speed, teach him how to hurdle, get him hurdling well at that speed, will make him a great 400 hurdler, which, pretty much turned out to be the same.
I love the topic because obviously I just think that most of our athletes just saw Bloomfield. They don't know their best event. Think Christopher Taylor, same thing. Think the same thing Michael O'Hara. They take too long to find out their best
Yeah,
event. And
O'Hara, I thought
Leaford
was
saying it, if you notice what Leaford said was that when he went to focus on what he wanted, there was a huge difference. You could tell his mindset shifted. He knew that he's no longer gonna do the 400 and he wants this four hurdles to be his thing. This is
all
going
right.
to be his bread and butter. And I think that's costing us, the youngsters. Like I say, I just named some of them. They don't know what event is their best event.
And I've always said, especially the case of O'Hara, coming out of high school, his best event was the hurdles. I have no idea what made him decide that he just wanted to do sprints and stuff. And you see now at the latter part, the recent stage of his career where he starts to hurdle
that?
again. Yeah, that should have always been the top priority. You have he beat at boys and girls championships at the time the
Right.
world youth record holder. You get me? You beat that man on the day, and with that time put him amongst the top ranked in the world as a junior. Yeah, there's no reason I would have made him sign for to run 200 or 100 or whatever. Hurdles is his event, and he's built like a hurdler.
Somebody
Yeah,
said John Leaford in the chat. LLC says good decision, good decision. Somebody said attention if comprehension basis back our legs for.
All right. So, Akil, I want to hear your thoughts on this now. So, you saw YB in the 100 meter. Good choice to run the 200 meter as well because he's currently on track. So, what do you think about that?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I'm just happy that he went out there to run. I heard that he wasn't feeling so good. But I'm just happy that he's out there and compete. I've gotten to the place where I believe that I think athletes should compete, whether if they think that they're at their best. So yeah, I'm content with him competing. But I want to ask a question, um, to Mr. Green. Can I ask it now or wait until a while?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, man.
Curly's coming up. They could ask before they run off. No.
The race is still finished, man. Actually, the race is finished.
Yeah, the race is finished. Race
So,
is finished.
currently 20.17 ahead of the Melee from South Africa, Blake in third.
All right. Mr. Green, good night. I'm a huge fan. Given this hot debate as to whether or not our talented juniors should stay in Jamaica or should they go to the NCAAs, I would like to know what is your take on that whole debate, and yeah, I just want to know what's your take on that debate.
Well, it shouldn't even be a debate. There's certain factors you want to look at every time that you want to decide if you're going to stay in Jamaica or you're going to go into the US. One, education. Two, finances. Three, facility and care. Because when you leave high school, there's no more umbrella over your head. That nice umbrella that used to there, gone, dash way. So now you have to make up your mind. All right, am I going to do this? You're going to test it first. Is either going to make up your mind. I'm going to be a pro athlete, or no, mega just basically just a exist, or mega try get my education. Education, we always talk about it to a different level where people overlook it. When and I can give it on both sides. I've seen athletes stay in Jamaica, and 2 years after that, they was most promising leaving high school. 2 years after that, them fall to the waistline with track and field, and then no, them now no finances, them don't even have not even the medication, them can't even go to school, them can't even finish. And we always turn to the point and start asking, where are they now? So if you're gonna decide as a younger athlete that you want to stay in Jamaica and you're gonna try and excel your career as well, make sure that whoever you're doing it with, you have something signed and sealed in contract stating that no matter what, you're going to make sure that you finish university. And that is the problem that I have. I have no issue with people where they're coming to the States and doing school or staying in Jamaica. The thing is just that what if this don't work? And not only just that, because track and field again, a career span gonna give you at least 8 years. 8 years after that, you start going down, you start declining. So with that being said, you have to make sure say, yeah, think what you're going to do after that. What are you going to do when your track career done? Given that you leave high school, most people leave high school at 19 because we go through the whole full system, we milk the whole system because we go through the champs and all them things there. So you leave high school at 19, then you're gonna end up at the college for the next 3 4 years. You got to go 25 yet, and they say it's gonna start now. Cause now you think about bills, the pressure of running. It's just a business now. I know pints you try gather. So that's the factor. There's certain factors you have to look at when deciding if you're going to stay in Jamaica or you're going to go to university. I like going to university. Reason being, it give you a test. You get a test because every week you go there and you have to compete. Whereas if you're in a D1, you have to compete against the best in the world. And there's no question behind that. When you take a look at you see these games that's going on right now, everybody is lining up, oh, the NCAA champion, the NCAA this, the NCAA that. So it'll show you, say, it prepare you for the bigger stage. So it's not saying that the level of competition in Jamaica is not quality nor not high, but it's more driven on the high school level. Between intercall and all that, it's a joke, which we all know. So, but it's a give and take. It all depends on how you can weigh your cards, whatever potential you have, and if you're going to get a contract or not. So if not, then it don't make no sense. I know Jai was one of the last person that actually did that whole thing. He has a contract. They make sure that he go to school and all them stuff. There. I mean, Parche did the same thing as well too. They make sure so him go to school. So they have enough for the sponsors and all that help him and support him. I'm not
Oblique
sure.
Zipel. Oblique Zipel was the same.
Yep. So once you have stuff like that type of thing set up in place, it doesn't matter where you go. Your talent will
So,
flourish, but you have to think along after the track career. What are you going to do?
Another question as well. Given that it's 18, 19, sometimes 17-year-olds making the who have to make these decisions. Do you think that it's really unfair for us as fans to really criticize or to beat athletes for making the decisions that they make if it doesn't produce results in 2 years, 3 years time, given that they're 17, 18, and 19-year-olds?
I mean, and that's why they're fans, because that's what fans going to do. Fans going to always critique. They're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt ever because they don't understand. They don't know what's going on. So no, it boils down to your handlers, and this is where you need to make sure that you have great handlers. and you have a good set of people around you to guide you in that right direction. You know what I'm saying? So you can't turn to funds for those type of motivation or that type of push, because the fun, they will tell you you're good as your last run. That's pretty much straight up as it stands with fans. They are fans. That's really who they are. You know what I mean? You can't even for the under athlete prospect side of things, you cannot listen to what fans has to say in that regards, because they're going to be with you when you run good, and they're going to bash you when you run bad.
That's a solely independent decision. I don't think fans have any say to dictate or to comment on, the decision that's made by an athlete straight out of high school to, accept a pro contract or versus going to college. Everybody is just like the best critiques are the ones in the stands. Everybody always see it after the fact. So, everybody think that this is the best decision. But at the end of the day, athlete make a decision. We just have to respect it. And yeah, if you truly have the athletes good intention at heart, then you just hope that the decision work out the way that they intended to.
Coach Clyde, I have a question, and this is an important question for both you and Leaford. There's a saying that says strike while the iron is hot. And
Hmm.
you guys have Floyd, you and I used to run up and down on a Georges back in the day when Mr. Mills down there trained Kevin Stewart and all
Right,
that. So we can
right,
understand the game changed from how it used to be back then. Um,
definitely.
the question I want to ask both you and Leaford is, if you have an athlete as a coach, and Leaford you too, because I know you coach sometimes. If you have an athlete, say you're in Jamaica and you're coaching, and there's an
Mhm,
athlete that gets offered a scholarship. Let me pick a school that nobody get offered to. Give me a school. Let's say Oregon. An athlete
mhm.
gets offered a scholarship to Oregon, right, to study for 3 years, 4 years, and get their degree. And the Puma come and offer the same athlete $300,000 per year for 2 years. What direction are you? Let me you and you first, Coach Flight and Leaford, and anybody in the chat want to jump in and answer. But it's a very important question. How would you direct the athlete? It's a business decision, as you guys both said, right? So now you
Mhm.
have this athlete really, really super, really good, and the athlete get offered 300,000 per year by Puma. What direction you point the athlete in, Coach, and then Leaford and anybody else want to jump in?
All right, so that I agree with, sometimes striking while the iron is hot. Off the bat, the 300,000 going look a lot more attractive. But there's a lot of things that come into play. Because, mind you, the Oregon school fee per year might work out to be, like 30,000. So you pretty much have 4 years of school money put on from that $300,000 just from 1 year of that contract. Um, so that is not so much an issue. You can still go to school. Rightfully, where you'll have an expiration date for track and field, you don't necessarily have an expiration date when you can go to school. You can go to school at any point, anytime. You're not crucified for starting later or starting earlier. I would normally tend to lean to listen, the opportunity to present itself. I would say explore that option and try to negotiate within your contract as others have done for them to cover your schooling for 4 years. There's always room for negotiation. If they come and make an offer, you can always try to alter and make adjustments. That would basically be, benefit the athlete and the shoe company at the same time. Or you could, right out of high school, getting a 300 contract might seem attractive, but you could play devil's advocate like a Frano, where Frano usually makes his prime athletes sign after a major championship. So, for example, Shelley didn't sign until after
Olympic.
Beijing. Yeah. Same thing for Elaine. So that way, that $300,000 easily becomes 2 million. You get me? So, it just depends on, there's a lot to consider. You don't want to be gambling with somebody's life. It takes a lot of, it's, well, the best of the best would tell you, Frano even said it in a couple of interviews that, it's a gamble and, you risk it. So in sacrificing saying, all right, let's not take that contract now. I would probably might have to make the decision to say, all right, I'll front you, I'll cover you financially for the next 2 years until major championship. We get to there, get to finals, get a medal in, and then we can renegotiate a better contract. So it's a big decision, and there's a lot of cards to play. But ideally, if you're being offered, a healthy sum of money initially, then I would say, and it also depends heavily on naturally the economic background of the athlete.
Blacks.
Yeah, 300,000 as a base retainer. I gone with it. I run gone a year. I gone. What you say? 300,000. All right then. What am I gonna do? I can take even 150 and put that in a trust fund. Make that go and roll and say, hey, what? That's my school fee. That they over there, so I'm still have 150. When I talk about the rest of the stuff in the contract yet. When I talk about the bonus, the this and all the other good stuff that will come in the contract. Cause again, and this it boils down to your handlers. I can't stress or emphasize that more and more. Just like what Q just mentioned, Frano put, I would say, everybody interest at heart. So him think about himself as well, MVPs and the athlete then.
But
So
stick up. I want to follow up with you on a question. You and Fly.
No. Hold on. All right. So the final eight is on track. We have Answer from Germany, Lyles from USA, Jerka from Czech Republic, Villar from Brazil, Rashid Boer from Jamaica, G from China, and Eric Harrison Jr. You guys can continue the discussion.
I was asking the follow-up question to that. I want to stick with talking about the contract and the young athlete and where you choose. The follow-up question is Floyd said something, so front normally don't let the athlete sign, which is true. We kind of know that until after a major championship. Do you agree with that decision, both of you? And do you think that the athlete should take the money and then renegotiate after the champion, after they perform? Take the money that you're getting and then renegotiate. Where do you guys stand with that?
It depends. It's hard to renegotiate when you're already
sign
agreed
already.
to something. So once you sign for 4 years,
Done.
if you brought the world record second year or whatever, it is really up to the shoe company's discretion. You get me? So you really have no say to renegotiate and say, oh, can we change this because they're running faster now? No. The aim is to always sign you below your value.
Yep.
Or before you become too high a value.
That's where the bonuses chip in. You would have probably that's a part of the bonuses that you're going to get, the times that you're going to run, your performance.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that is right. You get
that's
as
what
a
cover
bonus.
that.
So
But
Leford,
no, but your retainer can be higher when you have a title or you have a record and stuff like that. So your initial retainer of 300 can easily go up to 1 million based on those sort of performances. If you notice, Abby
All right.
Steiner
So
post
hold on a
US
sec.
trials.
The only sub 20 of the 200-meter heats is by one
Lies.
Liles. Doya finished second.
Do I look boss?
Yeah.
What's new?
the way I don't look good from trials. Period.
What's
All right.
new?
Yes, sir.
Continue the discussion.
Uh,
Yeah, continue, gentlemen. We're
so,
on this very important.
so,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead, Quan.
No, I'm saying is it the retainer is what's important because at the end of the day, you might have a bad season and not get those bonuses. But if you have a good retainer, you'll be fine. Say it can't. I wouldn't say. I always try to shy away from bonus contracts, where you don't get any retainer but just get bonus because that is just as much a gamble as any other. So it signing the renegotiating thing. It's not on the table once you already have signed a contract.
Gone through the window. Yeah, pretty much so, quite so far. They gone through the window. So what I agree with Frano having them sign, whether before the games or after the games. Again, we're talking about one of the best coach, one of the best spring coach. I mean, him know what him people are gonna do, and him know say them are gonna deliver. With that being said, I mean, why would he not wait? He might go wait because he know that. You know what I mean? Most of the coaches them that I would say rush and make quickly the sign before even the games itself. I mean, we see it happen even just recently right now with Nelson. That was a
Kemba.
smart move.
Yeah, with
Somebody asked a
Kemba
question.
and
Well,
Elliott.
allow
That was
them to
that was
sign.
a smart move.
Mhm.
In my opinion, that was a very smart move because
Mhm.
let's take a look. I mean, she performed well on the NCAA levels stage, but now she come worse with the big girls. Um, a lot of people's expected more, to be honest.
Mm.
A lot of people's expecting more, even to make the finals. So for her, that was a great, it was good. I don't know the details of her contract, but it was good that she signed prior because even after now, me come back to her, I take up 100,000 a fight.
Eh,
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, show me they can't perform with the big girls.
But
So
somebody
Yeah.
asked
again,
a good question. Somebody said Front allowed the twins to sign, didn't they sign? That's a good question.
he
Well,
won't make them sign. I can answer it for them. Front not gonna make them sign. I'm not going to sign until them go and face the drum and the music of the big girls. Them.
unless it's a but
have a
unless
2 year.
it's a case where they're signed before they went to front.
But
It's
it
not
is
like they
said
go.
that they have signed. That's the thing.
Yeah, they said so. It's what I believe. So shoe companies build relationships. All right, that's in order to get capture
Mhm.
top athletes. So Edwin Allen is synonymously in relationship with Nike. So the moment there's a breakthrough, and we saw that with Kevona. Don't forget, Kevona initially there was the same announcement of her going to Frano until NCAA made the
Offer.
cleared, yeah, cleared the SATs and the averages, dropped the averages for acceptance for student athletes. So she went, but she still ended up at a Nike school. So I believe what might have happened is the offer was made initially by Nike, especially after seeing 10-9, and said, listen, we'll give you this X amount and stuff. And one of the conditions is don't forget, as much as MVP is Puma, Frano is Nike.
Nike. Right.
Right. So
Right.
they could the offer what they normally tend to tie in, especially with the young athletes, what they try to encourage between the agents and the shoe companies, the representatives, is to gear these young talents into the handlers that they know that can let them matriculate. So I believe it's probably a case they did might have already signed with Nike and then said, all right, train with with this contract. I want you to train with Stephen Francis.
So, so I have a question, right? And I don't know if this was asked before because I really literally just wake up, right? So, like Leford, so Leford is somebody you probably don't remember me, right? But Leford somebody I know from my grade at Portmore, right? And then so I want to talk about decision making process, right? Because we were talking about it ad nauseum yesterday, right? So when Leafer was going Greater Portmore, he decided to leave Greater Portmore to go to KC for whatever reason. And personally, I believe that decision, was a decision that, propel you to certain heights, right? However, um, with Elaine Thompson now, she decided to make a decision to remove from Frano to go to whoever else she go to for whatever reason, right?
Put on your
So
seatbelt, skate.
Yes, please, because Cam's come against that.
no. So Lifo, what I want to ask you is based off, and obviously, each person makes their own individual decision for whatever benefit they believe that it plays towards them. But looking at that race yesterday, Leaford, you must can agree with me and Chris Lynch that that's not a decision you make at that point in life.
I mean, Kate and Q can tell you. Before the year even start, from the decision make, I tell them to she go backwards. Ask them. I tell them long time ago. Say she go backwards. Right? And no disrespect to no coach or no system. As you
Right.
said, is a decision making thing, and sometimes we make it at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Due to a pandemic, it set us up where athletes can heat food right now
Yep.
because they have their big games back to back to back to back
Yes.
to back.
Yes.
So is and there might be a lot more to it than we probably know.
On the
Um,
surface.
so me don't want to, I don't know. So I can't really do so much upon our choice, but
Mhm.
me knows that sometimes I'm rather happy and go backwards than sad and rich. And she probably does. It was maybe an option as regards that maybe she and them
Yeah,
are knockheads, which we
yeah,
know
could be
which
peace of
happens a lot.
mind.
Yeah,
You
them are
know,
knockhead, which happen a lot. I mean, let's be real about it. At this point, is it? Is it money is our issue now? Money can be an issue now. Like you're on top of the world.
Mhm.
So money cannot
And,
be.
and Frana himself has said that, MVP is not an easy club to be a part of.
It's not because you have
And
a very rigid system.
very rigid.
Very
So,
rigid system.
you just have to keep up.
And you have to be extremely disciplined to deal with Frano. Because
Yeah.
he talks to you like like you have to
But,
be disciplined.
but
So
one thing I want to point out though. So, Leford, they're here educating these two gentlemen behind the scenes. And yet, Kate come here last night telling us a bag of BS. I
Okay,
mean,
so what I
literal
was saying to them,
BS.
let me clarify, Leaford. What I'm saying to these guys is that coaching across the board now, everybody in track and field, especially Jamaica, are developing their skills. And a coach flight can agree with me on that. The coaches are getting different levels of coaching, level one, level two. People are going to GC faster overseas. So the knowledge base has stretched out. So it's no longer where people are depending on Mr. Mills, Mr. Coleman, and Mr. Wilson to a lesser extent. Because these are the coaches who get at least to medal at the international level. And I was saying to them that while Ilian has gone backwards with our coach, you still have to allow at least more time to see where she's going to go. Because obviously, he's a new coach, it's a new system, a new program, so you have to give her some time. That's all I said to them. But Kems is emotional because
no,
him don't like where Ilian is going and I can understand.
Yeah, I
so
mean, and in all fairness as well, in all fairness, the group that she's with, there's a lot of, experienced individual because I guess, she's working with her husband, which is, Darren Era. And I work closely with that group for, over a year as well. So I kind of know that it's not like they don't, they are aware, they know what they're doing, but it's just a different coaching system that
Mm.
she was used to. And as you know, adaptation takes a while. So normally, I'm tell you, give me 2 years to start to certain things because what Fran was working on and what them are working on right now is probably absolutely two different things.
All right, so
We
And
gentlemen, I'm
know.
going to have to interrupt the discussion because the women's 200-meter is about to start.
Sharif on the
So
track.
each one is on track, and in each one you have Suarez from Ecuador, Chukwuma from Nigeria, Kadari from Italy, Sharika Jackson Jamaica, Vasily from Germany, Safronova from Kazakhstan, and Odiang from Bahrain. You guys can continue. And people, you know what? We cannot show the races live because that will get the channel shut down. So what we'll do is that we'll record the race and we'll repost it on the channel so you guys can go and watch it. Continue.
so so again, so Kira, so I know I don't want even to turn it back to a alien conversation
Yeah,
because I
because you
tried.
seem like obsessed with it, but go ahead.
No, because I tried to get over that. I tried to get over that and sleep it off, right?
I
But
know him hurt
Him hurt bad.
but
because if you cut him now, him bleed alien.
Yeah, him love Alien and him just feels the Alien for win and whatever. Nothing she not come
no,
second.
no, it's not
She won
even
a medal, Kems. Give thanks. She won a bronze. That's a big deal.
no.
Yeah,
You
she
see,
complete the sweep.
She won her first
World Championship
championship
medal.
100-meter medal under a new coach. Shelly give credit. Shelly say we have to respect her three different Jamaican coach.
Three different coaches. Yep.
That's what Shelly said. Three different Jamaican coaches. That's a big deal. So let's give some credit for your time being Kems. We know you're hurt, but you'll get over it.
all right. So okay. So again, and I'm not trying to throw any shade on any coach because I can't do what these coaches are doing. So I give respect. But again, as I've often said, Elaine was right there, like just right there, right? So and I want to go back to Leford because Leford, when you were at Greater Portmore, and when you decided to leave Greater Portmore, it was a bitter taste in a lot of persons' mouth because they never wanted to. They really and truly never wanted to leave, but you had to leave for your own kind of quote unquote greatness. And as soon as you went over to Kingston College, automatically you ascended. But Elaine, she go over here so and automatically, like not even it's like clockwork.
Jesus.
Automatically she
Help
just
Kems, Lord.
Age, age is a hell of a thing. When you do that as a youth, as a teenager, you blossom fast. You
But
probably
it's
just get the
weird.
right
Look
treat.
at Civil. Civil never just boom run fast. Mr. Mills taking time and
And
build.
Vince himself same. So the first year, him not really pressure him. That's just
That's what I'm trying to
him
say.
break him down to build him back up.
My
But I mean,
concern comes with Alien is the dual relationship, right? Everybody know dual relationship doesn't always work. Husband and coach wife, because you never know, you have to get look sex or something later on, an
Mhm.
argument develop a track. feelings hurt. The husband say, go run some children, and she say, I'm tired, and he might say, all right, baby, what? Those things can come into play, right? So dual relationship, that's my concern with Elaine, not the coaching. We're not really worried about that because it will fall where it will. You understand? But dual relationship is not necessarily a good thing.
So Coach Q, let me ask you this, because last night I said I believe this is the opportunity for Elaine to just swallow her pride, reach up, take her phone, send a text to friend and be like, I made a mistake. I am
That
sorry.
that not gonna ever happen. Honestly, she probably got join Shelly more before she did that. That not gonna ever happen.
Camps, Camps.
But
You
hold on a
hear what
second, kid.
Leford said? I told him last night that she has two options. She either go back and go front up Shelly. That's an easier route.
That's good to
and
Frank.
go to that coach and go to that coaching staff.
I know, funny enough, Frana
Front have
never
too
turned
much
back
pride.
anybody. No, but
Front
Frana
have too
never
much
turn her
pride.
back.
Too
Frana
much
Front
turns
pride.
back
have to turn
nobody.
back.
He'll
No
take
man,
her back if she beg.
Frana will take back anybody.
You take
That's
anybody
good
back
for
if
his
you
ego,
want
you know. That's good for someone ego as a coach. I think that's good for
No,
your ego to see someone that take up
no, but
themselves, leave, and just come back.
but
I think that's good for your ego. Like
I
I,
and
I
you
would
know
have loved that.
honestly, I don't think Frana doesn't have an ego problem. So the issue with Frank no is that she go back into MVP. She have to work for him attention. Him not going to treat her
yeah,
anyway
because a
special.
big club.
Him not going to give her no. Him just say well fall in and do what you have to do.
Yeah, he will let her back in, but she won't
It
get
He will
that.
will
let her, but she won't be getting that special attention.
Then
maybe
there's a
that's
lot
why
of
she
people,
did leave too. Frank.
watching. We're asking folks to like, subscribe, and share. There's a very important question we have for the audience tonight. And the audience, we have many times national champion Leford Green with us. My namesake, I'm still a bit of green, but nevertheless, he's here with us. And I want to ask those who are watching, what national record does Leford has, and what is the time? I know this one is tricky because a lot of you don't know that Leford actually has a national record. But I'm going to leave that one out there. What is his national record and what is the time?
They're gonna
And
be working.
Hold on, kid. When I do it over here, so Zane. So since I say it's tricky and all of that, give the people them something, man. Give them something. They
take
said
it
it's
on,
so
Yes.
simple
Levon.
that
Take it on,
nobody knows.
Levon. Take
Come
it
on,
on.
man. Put a little
Take the
price
lead on
kid.
that, Levon. Take the lead on it.
Now, all right. So, kid, what are you offering to our viewers?
The
Doctor
person who gets
Doctor
it right
Green.
can join
Doctor
us.
Not
Green.
agree.
Oh, that's a good one. The person who gets it right can join us live. Just follow up. Yeah.
Brother.
You
I
get to
easy
join the
one thing.
conversation.
We can just post the link in the chat and then so no, come on. Give the people
Yeah.
the
The
price.
person who get the link, you can join us live and ask Leford any question.
Ah man,
Yes.
no, give the people
So
the
may I get
price.
interrogated because he had tried to do a quiz.
Yeah.
The sign you put out, you know it.
Yeah, but because it's a good question. Tell us which national record he has. We don't have Google still.
Sharika looked good while ago in the first heat. Easy 22-2,
22-3. That's fast. Hard to.
22-3.
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah, but she
Fast.
looked very comfortable. She looked very comfortable.
Look like
Uh,
she walk. Come.
yeah,
From the
well,
first 100 done, I should come off icon and she start.
well, she learned
Job
from
that
her
man.
exploits
Easy job.
last year. Last year when she was a little bit too easy and failed to make it to the finals.
But
Yeah,
ladies
but
and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
disaster.
even though you guys are having a good conversation and all of that, what I want you guys to do, talk about the races why it's also happening as well because
yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, hands down. I can't tell him from now. But before even Simmons run, before nobody else run.
all
I
right,
don't
Wrong,
see
so yes, track
one.
them and say that 500 with a
wrong
share
try,
record.
man. Wrong. That's not the answer. That's not
I
what we
don't see
want.
one person beating Sherika in that 200. That's all I have to say. All right, I'm done. I'm not more to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a given.
Yeah.
The 100 was Shelley's, the 200 will be Sharika's.
I actually changed my prediction for the 200. I no longer have Prandini. I have a clean sweep for Jamaica.
So
That's
you
not
had Prantini where? Where
I
you
had
had
her.
Prantini?
I had that bronze.
On what
Prandini.
basis? On what basis? She does like Prantini.
No, it's not. Not on the base. From my
From a
basis.
statistical standpoint.
Yes, from a statistical standpoint, my basis was that Prandini's performances She always performed well on Oregon, and
And
Oregon
you
is her
think she'll
home
medal
court.
here, sir?
Oh, so
Yes,
this
no, no, no. She greatly improved her time at U.S.
You
trials.
think she'll make the finals? Because if she made the final, I'm
No
gonna be
man, she will.
very
She will. She.
really.
Hence why I changed. I believe that Jamaica is gonna clean sweep. Hence I changed
this
my prediction.
Sweep still rough, but I
Sweep
just
is
don't
very rough.
think Pandina would.
I don't.
I don't
Have
see
you guys?
Pandina being the one.
The
this sweep
sweep not different from the Prandini prediction, you know. The two of
this
them
sweep
sound
is
the same.
this sweep is not happening. This
What?
sweep is not
Who
happening.
is who is
One
who
and
is
a
who is
half
not
medal
going to
for the
medal?
country.
Who is
Leford,
who is not going to medal?
Blacks, what you say for the
Shelly
two?
and Shelly and Hope medal.
For the two,
From a statistical point of view, because sometimes we get emotional, but give me the reals from a statistical point of view. What do you see happening in the two? And
Farm
fly
book.
everybody.
like honestly, like I say, Missy Sherika win. The rest of medal them are gonna grab off for them. All of them will grab off for them because
All right, so hold on a
again,
second. Let me just run through on the seat. Martins from Brazil in lane 1, Basola from Portugal in lane 2, Jung from Germany in 3, Kostov from Denmark in lane 4, Lai from Antigua in lane 5, Masilingi from Namibia in lane
God have
6,
mercy, Marceline, come.
Kartetma from Finland in lane 7, and Elaine Thompson era of Jamaica in lane 8.
Kid, which
In the comment section, go ahead and call your top 3 to make it out of this one.
Why?
Continue.
which channel you watch it on? Cause I be a WWE MC are going over this side and all them channel.
Sports. I'm watching it on Sports TVJ Sports Network, but me pick it up off of something else. So me I watch
One
Jamaica
spot.
channel. If you want the link, there you have to call me after this. I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
Cost you, it don't cost.
top three of this one are very easy. I mean, well, top two
Thompson
easy.
Maselenge.
You know, Ilian
Very
of
skeptical
course.
about the sweep in the 200 because there are some DSD athletes. I'm very
There,
weary of them. I can tell you one of them. The one from Niger. Where you saw the place them live on Niger. There's one of them that from that country.
Nambia,
A girl came.
Mazilin.
And there's Marceline. I don't know what she gonna come with. Honestly, I'm seeing one sure medal. The other medals are out there for grab. Based on the farm book, I definitely think Sharika is going to win, and the other medals are out there. It's hard to call it because
yeah,
And that's why it's so and that's why Kems have to dwell on the decision, because
exactly. Look,
Alien should never be in this in this field, and we have
look at
medals
And
them.
be
out there and we
considered.
can't even write our
This
name
is
on
she's
them.
considered for a medal.
Not even a year after.
She's at the
Not
Yeah,
favorite.
even a year,
that's sad.
boss.
That's sad.
Alien looking good Africano. Coming home, looking comfortable. Maselinge running. Yeah, Maselinge will go and take heat too.
Marceline run hard.
22-28. But she going to run out every round. That's her MO.
Boy, oh boy.
And just like the 100 meters, Thompson's 22. Thompson's second place running this does not look very comfortable. Yeah.
I think she's very easy still. Looking at the replay.
Yeah.
Look, she stopped run about 80 meters out.
So
Yeah.
Bro, to
leave
be
for
honest though, she don't look good.
22.5, this fast. That's Marceline run. You see them African DSD athletes. I mean, I don't know why Africa alone them pop up. And I know we have a lot of African fans. I love you all, but boy.
Chill.
Kid, but I met them kick way off fighting, you know, watch
Yeah,
out.
I'm just wondering, just crazy.
so
I don't know, man. I don't know. 22-2. Come on, that's fast.
so leave for and Coach Q. So I have a question, right? So yesterday, after the whole race over and they were doing the interviews, right? And I want to get from an athlete perspective and a coach perspective, of course. So they were doing the interviews, and one of the first things Elaine points to was, oh, she missed a lot of days of training, or she had shoulder injury, or the Achilles is still bothering her, or so there's no accountability that she's just not at her quote unquote best, but it's just finding different reasons why she quote unquote never win. So I guess Leford has started you. So as an athlete, when you got to that thing, is it a boy, I feel so embarrassed man for come up with an excuse? Like what goes through an athlete mind when they come up and they talk about injuries first and foremost?
Well, she probably never think about the whole thing long term, nor even think about the question, nor even think about that she was gonna get asked these type of questions. The best thing you can do is just kind of just avoid it. You had a great year. You go through coach changes, and you just try to you kind of deflect. You have to deflect because no, you start making excuses saying this, it's that. It's gonna sound like excuses,
Yeah.
and that's all people is going to hear. You are one world's fastest woman last year.
Yeah. What
You,
happened?
you still come back and you double. If your Achilles are hurt you that much, or your body is so much, why not just prepare for one event?
Yep. Agreed.
So there's different aspects to it again, as me say. So saying that you're hurt and everything else is gonna look as if it's just an excuse. All she had to do was listen. They was better than me on the day today, and we just keep on pushing. That's just pretty much how you have to do it. You just deflect and just turn the topic onto the winners. They want to keep it pushing. Whereas you fellow country people them so and if you make an excuse, say yeah, that's true. My Achilles didn't hurt me. He never hurt me, but I beat them. Okay. They could have say I told you that earth time make you beat me sometime too.
Yeah.
And sure you could have say, me true me young, I never really reach my full potential yet, but now me I reach it, make a beat on the back. So
Yeah.
you have to prepare yourself as an athlete. Mock
All right.
I,
interview.
So
in
to the people in the chat, I just posted a link to Elaine race and I posted Sharika race as well, so you guys can go and watch them. And there's currently 306 people on the stream, and I don't think there's at least 150 likes. So come on, guys, do the right stuff, man. Like the video, subscribe, and
Going up in the
I see that
thousands.
you're enjoying the conversation with Leford and the guys. So if you feel generous, you can leave a super chat as well. Continue doing the good stuff, guys. Continue.
What
Yeah,
record,
just one.
what national record does Leford Green has? And what is the time? The correct answer has not been posted yet.
People them not answer until I put up a prize. I told them not to.
You just tell them, anybody them coming on the chat. Them come right in the chat and come ask Leford some questions. And
No, that's what I'm telling you. It's easy for them to comment in the chat now because I just put up the question and ask it. So
put up the question, man. Question. Put up.
yeah,
uh,
not like I am moving.
all right, my input on Elaine's interview. As
Uh,
a coach, I always tell the athletes once you go out there, if you go there recovering from injury, whatever, once you make the decision to go out there and run, there's no excuses.
yep.
You out there run, nobody gives you a pass just because.
Yep.
You made a decision to go out there to compete, then your best, whatever your best is on that day, it might be 70%. That's just it. You gave your best and you get beaten. That's it. We
Yep.
take it and move on.
All right, so
The
let
When
me
main
run
Shelly,
through.
in, the main
Hold on.
injury that you
Let me
spoke
run through
about.
this. Let me run through
Oh,
E3
Yeah.
quickly. So Vervet from Belgium in lane one, Herrera from Singapore in lane two, Shellen Fraser Price, the 100-meter world champion in lane three, Marie Jose Talou from Ivory Coast in lane four, Rosa from Brazil in lane five, and this was the fella that Kate was talking about. So it's Aminatu Seni from Niger,
Oh,
and then
Jesus.
you have Sletom from Norway and
Some
Beth
good hits.
Dubbin from Great Britain. Kate, careful what you say. We don't want to
I
seem
said
this.
nothing DSD's out there, brother. I saw them call it.
Yeah,
They
but you know
said
people are
DSD,
touchy.
developmental of sex.
People are touchy. Leave that one alone, man. But people, you can go ahead and tell us who will qualify from this one and what's at after we expect you to run. So yeah, come to the guys and talk about the race because the people are actually interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
Akil said something earlier, and I really want to touch back to it. So he said that he's seen a sweep. Akil is, I think I was emotional, but Akil is like that much more emotional than I am, right? But I see Shelley coming at least. The highest I see Shelley coming is fifth in the finals when he gets there, right? I see she coming fifth because honestly, I don't see she beating Dina Asher Smith got two. I don't see she beating Abby Steiner got two. I don't see she beating Elaine got two. I don't see she beating obviously Sharika, who's probably going to win, got
All right,
two.
so Talu hasn't started. Let's find that out.
no,
Davis.
Talos.
Tell you, okay. Yeah. But in this one, I mean, I think Shelly going to win this one, probably followed by Saini. And
Hmm.
since Talu not there, mm,
I would love for somebody, Leaford, or Coach Flight, either you can answer this. From a statistical standpoint, break down the reality of the 200-meter medals because let's use times, right? We know Sharika has the fastest time coming in. How far down can Ilian get into sub 22 second category? What Coach Flight, you could go first. She run 22.0,
Well,
22 little bit coming in. So how far within 2 weeks? That's like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. How far down can she get? No.
well,
Same
first
thing
and
for Sharika.
foremost. Sane just ran 21.98 to win Heat 3
Oh,
ahead of Shelley.
I told you.
see there. So that's a
So, but
6 now.
that is what, and national record and everything.
I
But
told you
she
guys.
she run. Shelley shut down. Run a smarter race, being that she's coming from the hundreds. Save her legs. Every semifinal should be very competitive. So a smart decision on her part. I think could be biased, but I think look a little bit better and more controlled than Elaine. She, clearly powered the corner, see where she was at, and then just, in true Shelley form, just focused on finishing. The 200 is more of I think, of a challenge for Shelley than it is, going out there to, dominate, because I've been here and done that. But yeah, I love to see her there in the 200s, because at the end of the day, it will only improve her finishing, which we've noticed over the years, of her 100 meters. 22.26, not a bad for an easy run in the first round for her. To answer your question, the it's hard to use times as because at the end of the day, when you go to championships, you don't run against times. You run against persons. You run against other athletes. So we've seen many a times people go to the championships to the fastest time in the world and probably they have a medal. So it's pretty much comes down to, I believe, especially for an event like 200, who was better prepared, who is healthy, who was better prepared, who is healthy and fit, and the better competitor on the day. Those are the three things that makes a world champion or Olympic champion at the end of the day. Right now, Shelley looks like she's been properly groomed and prepped, especially for the 100. Not sure how that will transcend to the 200. And the natural bias is, oh, she's not really that good, so we don't expect that much of her. Sharika definitely look oiled, greased, and ready for the 200. With a great 21.5 display, beating Elaine and Shelley at the national trials. But and still highlighting that there are some things that she needed to work on at that event. You have Abby Steiner, who has, even at the end of a long season, still managed to run 21.77 at her national trials. How much more gas she have in her legs? Not sure. Championships will prove and show that. Elaine, been always questioning her fitness. If she's been complaining in the 100, then I just expect a longer list of complaints and excuses for the 200. Sorry, Kems.
I agree
uh,
with you. I agree.
yeah, you have Kambunji who's a good. If just like or Akil would have his passionate choice of being Prandini, my passionate choice would be Asha Smith, because she is a competitor, and she shows up. She gave her all in that 100 and run 10.83 and out of the medals, unheard of. So I'm pretty sure she's also the defending champion for the world champs in the 200. So she'll be coming with a vengeance to try and earn herself a medal. So it's really no handout based on time. You could be. We all know the Asafa syndrome. Being the fastest man in the year many times, go to championships a fluke. So it's not just times that do this. You have to be a competitor on the day, geared and ready to
Kaldi,
compete.
and
Kaldi,
and
the
that's
answers
my
are wrong. Incorrect. Yes, it's 200-meter hurdles. Okay, that's right. What's the time?
and that's my issue when it comes on to Abison. I'm not saying that she's not a talented athlete. I'm saying that
Press commented 20.41.
Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You get the
my
you get
thing is
the
Track
event right,
200.
you get the time
That's the
wrong.
track 200.
At 200,
All right, so first they posted 20.61. They changed it to
Wrong same
20.4
way.
after.
Wrong, wrong.
Right.
All of those wrong.
That's the
The
actual
event is
200.
Yeah,
correct, but
but
the times are wrong.
I tell you though, more people would be interested in it if you just put something to it. People are like
But
cheat.
they're answering. There's a lot of answer flowing. The answers are flowing,
No,
but they're
brother.
just getting the times
I
right.
can count on one hand how much people have answered.
I've seen a few answers.
Hey guys, I
But
will say this though. Let's
It's
I
educational
know
purposes.
we are focused heavy upon the
Okay.
200 and the track,
How do you finally
but
get it right?
we have to
Wrong,
take a
wrong.
look
I said
over
it
the
long
triple
time
jump.
ago.
We have three
Yeah,
women and triple jump.
yeah, we
triple.
haven't had that in a while. 3 Jamaican women
In a
representing.
while, I think that
That's what I was
history.
going to mention in there.
Yeah, I think we only had two, Kimberly and thing that. No, actually, we
three.
have had two
Trisha,
before. Trisha,
Trisha, and
yeah,
like Susie,
Sorry, Kellyanne.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
but
Kellyanne, you
we
Yeah.
said it
have
long time
three.
ago. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Kellyanne is the winner. 23.02 is the national record in the 200 hurdles. It's a
Sweet,
very
sweet,
rarely run
sweet.
event held by Leford,
Mm.
our guest host tonight.
Over
23.
All right,
Manchester, they
so,
were well
so
cold.
Kate, so Kate, you're congratulating her, right? What
Yeah,
does she
she
want?
can preach. She can come on if she wants to come on.
We're
Kellyanne,
gonna give her we're gonna give her a nice sports frenzy merch
Hey,
box. We can give her a
hey.
box.
Anybody see that jump with Rojas? Rojas literally,
I see.
it's almost like a jog 100. Like her last phase was a joke,
Well,
and then she still managed to drop way over 40.
she in a whole different category, brother.
that's nothing in comparison to what she did the other night.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
what are the placings in the triple jump? Where the Jamaicans stand right now?
They just started. It was
Oh, they just
first
started.
jump.
It's
Right?
just,
Yeah,
it
just
just,
started.
it just start, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
okay.
just like the second jump, second athlete jumping. Yeah,
Yeah, man. As I was
40.
saying, sorry, brother. As I was saying, that is my reservation regarding to
Understand.
Abisana. The fact that she ran 21.8 at the NCAA's and then came back at the US trials in the semifinal around 21.8 and then run 21.77 in the final. At some point, that those times are gonna you know the mileage is gonna get to her legs. And my thing is that like the fact that it was 2 weeks away from the US trials, I don't see her performing as well as she did at the US trials. That's just my
Well,
take.
it
How
come
comes?
down to our handlers.
Yeah, how comes I never hear you have those reservations for Cherokee Young and those persons? How comes you didn't have those reservations for them?
He's a
I never
Jamaican.
have I know I never have Cherokee Young making the final or even medaling in the 400. You have ever
Okay,
heard me
you,
say
but you
that?
just but you just have them beating the US in the 4x4.
No. My problem when it comes down to the 4x4 is that you guys are so quick to jump on the trade and say, "Oh, Abby Steiner ran a 48 split," but yet still Cherokee and Stacey and Williams run 48 split, and you guys are like making it sound as
Yeah,
if it's
but yeah,
foolish
but we
for
saw
them to
but
win the 4x4.
but again we saw what Stacey and Williams did in that mixed relay, and we saw what Cherokee Young did in that 400 heats. We saw those
All we
things.
know, we saw those things, and all I am saying to you, Kims, is that
Hmm.
All right.
you guys are
On,
making it sound as if it was foolish, that it was
Mr.
out of this
Henry, I
world.
think Mr. Coach Q should answer this question for you. There's different athletes. Athletes perform differently based on their training. We're talking about an athlete who is very strong, right? Who has good range, 1, 2, and 4. She's on fresh legs, right? Yes, there's the NCAA and so on, but Coach Q, break it down for him now. Give him a little better
Which
understanding.
but
when she
before
on
I answer
fresh
that,
legs.
Mm.
before I address that, the fourth heat of the 200 is on track. Asha Smith in lane two. Clark from the US in lane three. Even off the corner, Asha a little bit behind. Clark strong and in front.
Asha going to have something to say about these medals coming up, these 200 medals,
Q,
She going to be
you
in
look
the
like you
hunt.
look like Jamaica money enough, cause your coverage fast and man. Look like me the broadcaster where there's
It
a
went
wait to
fast.
see.
Yeah. See. All right. So Clark wins ahead of Asha Smith. Not sure. Well, I've always said they can't judge Asha Smith. If she run 11-2 or 10-8, she look the same. You can't really tell if she
Yeah,
running easy or not.
She run
that's
one
Um,
true.
way.
so the base off she walking off quite fine. Doesn't look like she's spent. But again, she's just one you just watch at the finals.
So
To address the issue about Abby Steiner, yeah, it's hard to make a general statement like that in terms of, oh, mileage and, run so fast at that time. At the end of the day, she could just be, they are athletes that have good tolerance, that recover well, that, their muscles really in sprints. All right, so in coaching, we have a term that you have fresh runners and you have stale runners. You have persons that run good, and you can tell based on how they warm up. Persons that run good when they're fresh, when they're light, not too much load on the legs, and get a good rest. Like for example, the other day when the American US hurdler, Devon
Ferdinand.
Allen. Now Devon Allen was out for 2 weeks because of COVID, came back, boom, 12-8 over the hurdles. All right. Then you have other athletes, like for example, Parchment that will run into shape. Abby Steiner looks like her. She, as the season progresses, remember she lost her conference to Ophelia, and came back at NCs. Nobody expected her. She lost her regionals too. Nobody expected her to win at conference. I much less run 21-8. Then come again at US national champs and run 21-7. So I would say, rather than just judging off the fact of mileage and stuff like that, just in terms of her progression has been steady for the season.
But
Who knows where we turn out? We don't really know that much background about Abby. Abby Steiner, she just kind of really stand out on the scene this year. But I'm eager to see how she manages the rounds and say, yeah, I'm hoping she's in top form and to provide top shape. In comparison to the difference in running a collegiate with 200s with a couple of 4x4s here and there, to a collegiate running straight 400s for the entire season. That's a lot more mileage and would carry a lot more effect. As you know from the moment Cherokee ran the 49.8, she has not touched the back anything close to that as she progressed through the NCs and later on to even at the national trials. So
yeah.
it comes down to a lot in terms of understanding the athlete, the handlers, and the recoveries and how to can I get the athletes back up and going. I'm sure the beginning of the year the coaches would have planned her peak times in terms of what competitions they want them to be their best at. Pretty sure the World Championship would have been on the list. So we give them the
Uh,
doubt that she'll be prepared for it.
so I have
But
a
my
question. All on
wait,
the Achille. So
no
Corey, I have a
problem.
question, and I think persons in the comment section would appreciate this because we have often heard this term peak, right? We often
Uh,
heard peak. What? So I want to ask you, what is a peak? Because and I'll give you an example. We heard that quote unquote, Kemba Nelson peaked for the national trials, and then after she peaked for the national trials, then she come at the world champs, and then we saw what she did. So what exactly is a peak? Can you have multiple peaks, or is it
yeah.
just one peak?
No, you can have multiple peaks. It's all right. So basically, a peak is pretty much you design the program so where the athlete's body will be at optimum performance, meaning in terms of where they won't be under that much load. So before that, they have what we call a taper, where you slowly kind of chip away the workload as they lead into like a major championship, so that when they get there, the body has just enough work and they're at the right amount of strength, ability and fitness in terms of to execute the best possible race that they have. After that will comes, will comes a breakdown to rebuild to double peak for another peak if there needs to be. In this case, it would be like a triple peak. Some might peak for the national trials and then aim to hold it for another 2-3 weeks to carry it into the world championships. Some might just not peak for trials, but peak for the championships, which I believe was Shellyan's intention, her handler's intention in terms of having her. She trained through the national trials and then, come ready to compete at the championships. The college system normally would take 2 peaks because they have the indoor championships and the outdoor championships. So they normally peak them for the indoors, which is about end of February, March of time, and then they get ready for the outdoor championships again in June. So that's the pretty much how the
All right,
peak
sorry to
system
break up your
works.
party a minute. Let me just run through this one. Mabundo Kone from Ivory Coast in lane 2, Ella Conley from Australia in lane 3, Ngwacha from Nigeria in lane 4, Abisteiner in lane 5, Kambunji in lane 6, Gail from Canada in lane 7, and Beyonce Efritas from British Virgin Islands in lane 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to the people in the comment section asking about the races, if you check the channel, it actually said the races. I reposted all the 200-meter races, so you can just go and look and you actually see them.
Come, I
Somebody
could
said
beat
Chris
them up,
up next
Steiner.
Kems. I wonder
And
who's
and
that.
not
Who's it? No Kems.
Huh?
Somebody on the chat say Kems crushes up next. Who that Kems?
Abby Steiner,
Abby?
man.
Steiner.
They,
and
they
and
all day, every day. But Corey, finish up because you were talking before. Levon mentioned
Yeah,
the
I said
shift.
so the with the a triple peak is very difficult because you have to really handle and manage the athlete's recovery, because you pretty much be beating at the athlete's body for 10, 11 to 10 months for the year. So once that is managed, and we have all the technology now for recovery in terms of cryotherapy, physical therapy, compression boots, all of that to kind of lessen the effect of the workout. So there and with the level of knowledge that coaches have now, I don't see it being that hard or that difficult as we prepare for Heat 5 with Abistana, which we can observe.
Hey, watch out for Cambodia. That my dark horse in the race.
Yeah,
In
man.
this race or for the whole 200?
All 200.
To get
Cambodia.
a
Yeah,
medal, him
Cambodia.
not mean to win the gold, man, Kems. The man already accepts
Like,
the Sharika fly gone with
I
the
don't.
gold.
But tell Sherika win and everybody else go try grab one left.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
As I
We
was
can't.
saying, and she looked good. She looked good right here. But my issue, as I said before, with Steiner is that she did 4x1s.
Oh God.
She did 4x1s, 100, 200, then 4x4s within the space of 2 hours.
What
And
you
it's
say?
not and within the space of 2 hours. And she do it not only for NCAAs, but also for the conference, also for the
Elaine have a medal, Kems.
Hold on. But Akil, what the man? I don't know if you're not a listener because you're distracted. The man literally just explained something to you about Abby and you come back and ask the same exact
No,
question.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying, Kim, is that I'm not saying that she can't. I'm not dismissing the fact that she can't perform
But
optimally
uh,
at these
him,
championships. I'm just
him
holding my cards.
highlighting a point of concern. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just holding my
which are
cards to my
eligible.
chest
Yeah, which
regarding
are
her.
eligible concerns. Naturally, that would be the general concern for any collegiate athlete transitioning in a championship year, because the workload is real. And especially if you're that good, you run 4x1, your flat event, and you run 4x4s. So she pretty much running 4 events at each conference or conference regionals and at nationals. So it's not easy, but from what I've seen right now, she looks good. That 22-2 looks very easy. She looks composed. She looks healthy. She
She
looks
look
strong.
run. She
Yeah.
run.
So, yeah.
No, she
So
run.
she not, no,
Um,
this is not Abby Steiner running. This is
Come
not.
on,
I've
Maybe
come.
watched her.
maybe the load underneath her legs them then they get the same load they talk
Yeah.
about. But that
Yeah.
was not controlled. That was not a
It wasn't.
controlled
It wasn't as
stroke.
smooth as the
She
the the
wasn't she wasn't
previous.
in charge because again she got
And
pressured early.
exactly. And with Kambunji, and remember, you see, she's a what we can call non-professional. She has never run against these
these big women.
international women. So you're not going to take anything by chance. You're not going to come out there as your freshman year as a senior to say, all right, cool, I'm going to come out and jump. No, you're
I'm
going
going
to
to
run. We have Ricketts on the runway now for her first jump for the triple. Looks
What a
well
jump!
over, wow,
Wicked,
almost 15.
wicked.
I think might still lead.
Good jump.
Yeah,
Let's
wicked.
go.
So we
Yeah,
had
man.
Good, good,
so we
good,
had
good.
I don't know if you had watched yesterday, no, Floyd, but we had Trisha, we
So
had
that seems like
Eva.
what 14.89.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
big
looks like
jump.
about
That's a medal
14.
jump right there. I can
Yeah,
tell you
man.
that for
That's
sure.
about
You,
14,
I think we would have
8,
said I
14,
think
9.
we would have said the same
She
thing
put
last year,
herself.
and it never matriculated. So careful.
She did get a medal. Previous world champs.
I said last year.
Oh,
Oh, that's it.
what about
Yeah,
oh
man.
world? Oh, talking about the worlds. Yeah,
Man, this going to be definitely a season's best jump.
she's smart. She get the right jump out early.
We're leading jump. Yeah,
Good. So she's.
14.89.
You know,
Yeah,
Roger's gonna be mad now.
yeah,
And when she do one, it
Ross
gets
is
more
going to
mad.
jump a 15 meters now. Just
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, she,
Ross won't crumble, and this will just kind of boots her up.
Absolutely that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ross is one that you want
um,
jump after her, not before her.
Leford is our guest host, ladies and gentlemen. World Championship bronze medalist from 2011 and London 2012 four hurdles finalist. I want to ask him. Last night we saw a Bahamian athlete fast started in the 100, and the disappointment, the way she handled it was kind of tough. And we also saw it for the 110 hurdles. Leford, you have had disappointments and you have had success. Tell us how you balance it, how you handle each.
I mean, it all differ, It all depends on the stages. Like I mean, A false start. I mean, a false start. Ain't nothing more you can do more. You just walk off of the truck and just go beat up yourself around the back. You get me? But you can't hang your head. You can't dwell too much on disappointments because it's going to keep you down. So you have to
Yeah,
figure out what you're going to do
and
next. That's how you
and
can turn.
remember, a false start at the World Championships is literally you're losing a check.
Losing a check.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Only
you're
the
losing
money
a
gone.
potential to earn.
In the money
Yeah,
race. Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can't hang your head. You can't hang your head on disappointments. I never hang my head when I was by, for example, not performing how I wanted to perform. What I tried to look at now was just go back to my coach and go back to the drawing board. Like, hey, what did I do wrong? What do I need to fix right? What do I need to get right? That those are the things that's going through my head. I'm just replaying the race in my head so I can tell my coach exactly how I feel at each point to see if that's what he saw. So that way we can actually get it fixed. So usually me after a race, whether good or bad race, my next thing is to always try to find my coach. Always try to find him. Because I want to hear, tell him how me run, how me feel. And then him gonna tell
and
me,
that's
okay, this, okay, that's exactly it look. All right, cool. We need to fix that. Or we need to get this right. Because you're thinking about the next phase, and the next phase is the next run. So I
yeah,
try to do it while everything fresh in my head.
and that's actually the better attribute of an athlete. You want to avoid coaching yourself. So your coach is there for a reason. So you will have an idea. Like for example, whenever my athletes run the first and them come and say, Coach, how was that? My first question is always how it feel. And then I can either concur and say, boy, that was very good. That's exactly how you executed. Next time, just want to work on this and work on that. That makes a coachable athlete will be a great athlete. So, if an athlete, with tremendous talent and drive go to Frano, but not coachable, they're not going to go far. Well, Frano go runner, first and foremost.
All right, so the final eat is on the track, and the lineup is Barakat, Favor Feely,
Now, look, Prandini, Akil.
Jacinta Beecher, and then
Leaford, when this
gentlemen.
race,
Hold
when we
on,
got through
boss.
this race, you
Hold on.
explain the disappointment of Ansel. I don't know if you have any insight on what might
Yeah,
have
him
took
never talk
place
much about it.
last night,
Gentlemen,
basically
gentlemen, oh
with
listen,
Ansel.
man. When I'm actually giving the lineup, no wait, man. Please. Barakat, Ofili, Beecher, Prandini, Fatapula, Hulls, Leisure, Strawn.
I have Ophelia, Prandini, and Strawn out of this heat. We went to the
Same order.
semifinals.
Yeah, man.
I- I'm
Brandini,
I'm I'm very
Bra-
interested to see what Strong do because she's really more so a 200 runner. We see her this
Yeah,
year PB in the
uh,
100. So
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
very interested to see
Her
what
improvement.
she's going to end up doing in the 200, to be honest with you. In all fairness, she might be a little dark horse out there that we'll never look at because she improves
uh,
drastically in the 100 and she's
Yeah,
normally more so stronger in the 200. So
200.
I wouldn't
Yep.
take that lightly. She ran 10.9 or something like that earlier this year. I was looking
Uh,
real good.
she ran in the semis, ran 10:97 in the semis as well.
Yeah, so
At
I
the
think,
championships.
I think I might take a nice good look at her for real because that 200
I'm
was
happy for
normally
her
always
too.
the event.
I'm happy for her. Former
uh,
world junior champion.
yeah,
Hmm.
man. She finally, get some
Good to see
resemblance of
Sean back.
herself again.
I
I'm
mean,
ex.
even with her in all fairness, I'm surprised that her form is not improved. She have one of those weird running style,
Same farm.
and I don't know. Maybe sometimes as you know, the cue as a coach, if you try to change something with them form, sometimes them go slow,
Yeah,
but
show off
sometimes they go
everything.
slow
Yeah.
for you go
Sometimes you
fast.
leave it. Sometimes you leave
Yeah,
it.
sometimes I leave it. Or Prandini look good, man. Strawn off the corner in front. Oh no. Hmm.
Then they
What
say,
happened?
yo, you're built strong enough, like your money enough.
Telling you,
Yeah.
the man carry a big
Uh,
name.
I never want to say it, but when you can see it for yourself.
What
Yeah,
happened?
cause your
She's
money enough. So hold on, K, don't wait.
Man, hold on. Wait, just wait. Man, I say
Say the
it.
man
Okay.
money enough.
Tron,
We can bust the bubble. I don't know what happened.
Tron,
So
pull
hold
up.
on, man.
Like,
Yeah,
Strawn pull up.
American
press
TV
off
is
the
slow
turn.
because American TV is always delayed. Can we make sure say it's appropriate for
The
the game?
American.
okay,
Yeah,
so if we
yeah.
wait because Leford get the race later than
Yeah, man,
so
get it. Me I get it well late. None of my
I
hide
need
it.
because at one point fly the talk about the race and the girls them in the blocks. Me say fly. Christ.
Yeah.
That's okay because he needs to do it for the viewers. That's all right.
So
I'll take it
so
for now.
so Coach Q,
Wow.
I remember the last time you were here, we had a
Wow.
conversation. Well, it was a roundtable discussion, and we spoke about the Oregon
Wow.
track, right? And I said, I believe it's the biggest myth in today's society that this track is super fast and all of them kind of things. Yeah. Why is it that we can't see any fast times being produced on this track right now?
It's proven that it
You change
is.
the time
It's
system.
not. It's proven that, but exactly. So I had a discussion with someone the other day, and the one of the reality is you're at the world championships. So
Right.
the timing system that's going to be used is that of
Under the
world
microscope.
athletics. Yeah, it'll be at world athletics standard. So
Mhm.
they will have their equipment.
That
They ship
USA track and
everything.
field.
Not USATF timing
Exactly.
system.
Manufacturing.
Oh,
So everything is done a lot more scientifically and to the T. So
okay.
yeah, you find that there'll be a little difference because they notice even in the hurdles, the guys look super, especially Halloween the heats. I was sure that was 12.8. It turned out to be
You will say
13.4.
it would be 12.
Exactly, USA a world record. You get me?
Right.
But that's one because they'll use the right equipment, but a lot of things, from the angling of the finish line camera, to all the little details and stuff where, with the
Mm.
US with World Athletics, tends to be a little bit more, kind of stamp.
So it's really and truly, Corey, what you're saying is really less about the track itself, but more about the timing system and
No,
so on.
the track might be fast. I don't think it doesn't prove to be that fast. Another thing is
It's a
this is
newly
one of the
made track.
Yeah, but no, but this is one of the first world championships that you notice, especially the 100-meter finals. AC Rojas Zegano, almost championship record. Um, the
Fine, you're
the,
only killing of line.
the I'm can't help you.
Go
Yeah,
ahead. The viewers need it. The viewers need it. The viewers need it.
yeah. I say the difference is this is one of the first world championships that you notice there that everything is finished before the place dark.
Oh, Jamaica, that's second. But
Yep.
Yeah, so when statistically when it's the sun is down and the area is a little bit cooler, you tend to get better times, faster times. Everybody's running under the beam of the sun. So it's that has a little role to play in it as well. But it's not. I think they're kind of relating it to the original Oregon track. That's the one before that they had the old one. That one was definitely fast, hands down. This one not proven to be just as fast.
it is a fast track indeed, but there's a lot of things at play because you notice there has not been any wind either. A lot of those fast times that you normally run, people get like a 1.5 or a 2.0 wind.
Yeah,
Surely
but
there
there is win here, but just for the hundreds and stuff in the finals, there's no win. I think
was
a
no
couple
wind.
win 80 times were there for the first rounds, first and second rounds.
Now it's picked up in
Um,
some of the 200s.
yeah, the 200s then pick up a little bit, I guess, because of the time of day.
But
But yeah,
quick
Oregon is a
question though.
weird spot.
Quick question though. A quick question though. Is it the issue is it the issue that Oregon is a fast track, or is it a case where people have been saying that Oregon is the fastest track in the world? Because
No,
it's still a fast track.
it's just saying a fast track, not that it's the fastest in the world. It's just that one of those tracks that you want to run a good time, get good conditions at Oregon, get good conditions at Morocco, get good conditions at Kenya. There are a couple tracks where you want to catch time. There's one
Texas.
track. There's
Yeah,
one track
Texas,
in
yes.
Italy. There's one track in Italy that Asafa always got. I then brought the world record that equal the world record.
Everybody run 9.7 there.
And right at that track. You get me? So
Yeah.
there are there
I
are
mean,
spots.
that was their training base. That was MVP training ground, training base.
Right.
Those were the
Yeah.
people. Just go back to the same conversation we had earlier where we were saying Floyd that there's a different level of timing system. It's not controlled by
Exactly.
USDFA.
Right.
So that's
Right.
the difference.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's
everything
on
here
the
is a lot more, and
Right, so
you
hold on
can
a second.
tell.
The truck you're talking about is actually one in Reti.
But
Yeah.
that Levon,
yeah, but rate
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was their training ground. Like for
Yeah.
years,
That,
that's
that's
where
one
they've
of the
been
There's,
training
there's
training.
ground.
also fair
That's
That
swimming
was
in
their
there too.
city.
but
Fair
gentlemen, would
swimming
you
as well.
agree that the Olympic tracks appears to be faster than this track? The track that the Olympic
I think
last
I,
year,
I
I think
think
it's faster.
I think for me, I think Berlin and London tracks were the best ones so far, especially for championships.
Yeah,
Beijing
Berlin
wasn't
was
bad
number
either,
one.
but Berlin and London
London.
proved to really put out some good performances,
And there
very
was
good
there was two
performances.
different type of track to be fair, fair and honesty. So
Right,
Berlin was more of a
right.
chevron type of track
Chevron
mixed with some
and
type of mundo.
yes, it wasn't just straight
So,
Mundo.
so it had a little. It was supposedly geared towards the distant runners.
Yeah,
That was the intention with
What about
Berlin.
London?
London
You
is
got
more
your
of a
finals there. You must have loved
London
that.
was a mundo, but it just depends on how they lay the track. Them lay in
yeah.
such a way
The,
that
the lay and the compression
yeah.
would make a difference
So
in terms
that's
of
just what it
response
was.
time.
And I learned this because as if y'all don't know, I used to go to Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. So when we had to resurface our track to host the NCAA in 2010, it was they say it's the fastest track on the East Coast, and they kind of show us the reason why it
Yeah.
was ranked and rated as that. So that's how I kind of know that yeah, you can lay a track in a particular way and can get it to respond a whole lot different. So
And for example, our track at the National Stadium, once rain fall
It's a good
and
track.
it get to dry,
Problems.
awesome,
half dry. Once it's
awesome.
half dry, you're
Once
not trouble.
half dry,
Half
you're
dry.
no
Half
trouble,
dry.
man. You can't get anything out of the track.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I used to love Friday evenings because for it was always
Rainfall.
Friday
Yeah,
evening, and you always get a
yeah.
little bit of
Little
rain out there.
rainfall and the
With the
times them are
rainfall,
clear.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then they go right when it dark. So, say it not dry up too quick. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet to run,
Yeah,
man.
straight trap, man.
All
Feel
right, so
like it was like glide.
question to Lafi. So since we have seen all the 200 meters that were just ran, who looked the best?
We can't say. I can't say.
If
Yeah,
Levon, what I
Shelly.
would say is, if the finals was going to run, I would skip the semi-final. A sweep would be on because there's a next round to run. Shelly and Ilian, I don't like. I don't like how them look.
Manager, broom, Jaja.
But
Oh,
that's because we have no. I said if there wasn't a next round to run, a sweep could be on. But
Well,
because there's a next round,
Chris, even if there was not a next round, I still wouldn't say a sweep.
yeah. I'll be honest with you and say, I watched Shelly. She was very composed. She took charge of the race, regardless of her position in the race. She did took charge, and you could see she literally does. She ran about 60 or 70 meters, to be honest. Only thing I saw, I'm not sure if y'all seen it. It looked like she was limping a little bit to me, even when she was walking. If her spikes are squeezed her or what, but we know she's known to have a toe problem sometimes, and that's one of the reasons why she avoid running 200, and she don't like the turn because she have a toe issue. So looking at that just now, my eye them kind of sharp away, when we can see little limping or them type of stuff in running. And I would challenge y'all to go and look back at the race and see if y'all see anything as regards that. It didn't look as crispy as she was going down the straight away. So she had that little limp to me, but she was very composed and she looked better than I think she would have actually.
Yeah, man.
She was in cruise control. She took charge of the race, even though she finished second. She was large in the charge of the race.
All right,
Some of the highlighting Barshim. Barshim is definitely Barshim is
He
a
wasn't doing
world championship jumper.
all right. So there's 265 people on the stream. Remember, people, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and if you feel like, you can go ahead and leave a super chat as well. But Dean Asher Smith, do you guys think that what transpired in the 100-meter last night maybe play on her mind in this 200?
No, I don't know. I won't say that. As I said, if Dina is running 24 and running 21, she look the same all the way. She doesn't have that where you can say, oh yeah, man, she easy. You can't tell. She's one of those persons. Yeah, you can't really say if she ease up or not. So I won't call it there. She clearly in great shape. I don't seem like one that would be demoralized. She shed tears yesterday after the 100, and I know it's somebody that will come back with vengeance. Because she's a competitor.
But I think
Which fosters well for her.
But I think those tears are more attributed to the fact that she's been out for so long and she actually come back on this world stage and you
No,
can
she
see
Of
she
in
did.
the,
her
in the
record.
interview she said she was saying, she upset because she
No
run
man, she hurt.
1083.
She hurt
Yeah,
Leaford. Fourth in
yeah, she said she
91.
run
Let's
1083
be
and don't get a medal, and she
National
upset.
let's
record.
let's be real. You should be happy. You're on tennis, you don't get a medal. That means that the game, the bar high.
The bar
Let's
is
be
Yeah,
high.
but
real.
Whoever kept
and
the
that's
She
the
heat.
go
same. That's the
against she
same
went
thing.
against the three
No, but
best
that's
in
the
the
same
world.
thing I'm saying. But it doesn't matter, and that is for me. It shows her competitiveness. Yeah, nobody is going to be. Only somebody who has never been there before will be okay with fourth.
Somebody's
Like
cry
Oblique
again.
Seville, we came fourth and he was quite content and thing. She
No,
has medal at Olympic level, World Championship level. Came out
but
here, felt good, executed the race of her life, and got fourth. She'll take it, but that no means that she's happy about it.
civil,
Somebody said Dina
honest,
is going to cry again.
honestly. All right, since you say civil, honestly, if me was civil coach, I conk him because civil start to look left. Him start looking left in the race and I go back again and watch. He might look
Mm,
left to the two other man on the inside and never realize them man on the right side of wire him.
mm.
So him could have got a medal. So when I can go back and watch the last about 15 or so
But
meters of the race, him watch him
and that
left. But back
and
to
that's the immaturity of Seville.
back to again now the Dina Asher Smith. I'm not saying she should be comfortable with fourth, but we as athletes have to be realistic and keep it above as regards that. If you go there and you run and you PR or go close to your PR, but you didn't get a medal,
Let me
What
show
how
you how
much
it
to be
even.
proud
Hold
of?
on. Let me show you how it even hotter now. Third place run 1081. You run 1083. It was that close. You see, if everybody did run 10.7, then you'll say, boy,
Yes,
big up
yeah.
yourself.
so
So
what if she had? So what you think, sir? So it was so right now basically then the focus was straight the medal and not the performance.
yeah, but that is what when you go to that, as I mentioned before, when you go to championships, the aim is to medal. You're not
Mm.
going there for run times. You're on that diamond league and then someday you want to come out there with a medal. We come out there with something to say. I dominated whatever aspect of it. You get me? That's what them train for. If you go out there
Motivation
at World Championships and at Olympics to compete with other people and to
But
compete and beat them, not to
Coach,
run times.
I think it's based on the field though. Like based on the field, she should be
No,
content that
but I
all
no.
three who beat her
All
is
right, so
faster than
this
her.
is this is the problem. No, it doesn't matter if you're faster than me. If you go in the race as an athlete, 8 person line up in a race, 8 persons intention should be to win that race. If not, then why are you there?
facts.
Exactly.
But
Why
And
are you
fourth in
there?
the
So
first
if
place
you
is
go
what
there
everyone
and you
benefit.
put out your best effort, yeah, she probably at the end of the day say, boy, all right, we get fourth, not so bad, but she wanted a medal. So
but that
I not going to discredit her for
not to
wanting
the
that or
point where
being
you go
passionate
beat up
about it.
yourself though. Not to the point where you
I
go beat
don't
up
think
yourself.
I don't think she beat up herself. She just hurt
Okay.
about it. She shed some tears, and then she got back to the interview and she said, I'm upset. I wanted the medal. I wanted it that bad. Took a national record and a PB. Still never get it. Bebex. That was pretty much her stance.
And she have to
Thanks
get
to
out
her
more
though.
sharp and move
Thanks to
on.
her
Go
though.
on,
She
Akil.
complete a 1, 2, 3, 4. So thanks to her. She's Jamaican by parents. So
My
thanks to her.
parents.
By parents.
And I
A lot
and
of
I
people
can
are
understand.
Jamaican by
Yeah,
parents.
What
Go to
Akil,
Akim.
yeah, wait, yeah, you have something nice. It's Akil. Me, I wait. I look like you have something nice here come with it.
I can understand her disappointment because she ran 1083 in 2019, and we're now in 2022. Um, Improved shoe technology, reasonable track, reasonable conditions. I think she probably would have backed herself to run 10.7 and
Yeah, that,
probably
that
get
was
the medal.
definitely the intention.
So
That
I
was definitely
understand
the
her.
intention.
I
She had
understand
interest. She
her
coming off
being
her
upset.
interest.
And
She's so
I saw the 10.7 from she ran the heats. The 10.8 in the heats, 10.8 in the semis. I said if she get the 10.7, she medal. But
Yeah, me
and
too.
that's probably why she
question.
kicked herself
Did,
because she expected more.
did you guys saw what Frana just said about Sharika?
I'm just saying.
Rafa, can you say a
He
lot of
said
things
that
about
Sharika will be a monster in 2023 because she's just learning the basics of the 100 meter. And as a matter
Mhm.
of fact,
Her
hopefully
sprint
they don't
technique.
have any copyright on me because I have the video so I can play it.
Yeah, our sprint technique has improved drastic. And who's been watching, Sharika from Sharon Avere, you can see the whole difference now. She actually sprinting. If you look at her hips and
Yep.
even her, she's actually sprinting now. So she are going good.
And it's not, and coaches know that it's not a thing that you can't fix everything in one season.
Hmm.
All right, so I'm
As
just going to go
aside
ahead and
from
play.
indoors,
I'm going to go ahead and play it even though it's long. It's what, 3 minutes, I believe.
You play the whole night.
When was this? Yesterday?
No, 54 minutes ago.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
After
I
the
suspect
cold.
that she'll run faster before the season ends, and if everything goes okay, I think next year she will have a super season over the 100.
In terms of the you talked about in terms of the technique and trying to at least get it right so that she has a chance to run even faster,
Mhm.
better than 100. Where you think that she got better last night?
Yeah, but there are things that she regrets that.
Hmm.
But it was an overall good performance. The most persistent problem she got decently okay. And that's really what you want to see because as she has that run last year before the Olympics. She had not run 100 meters outside Jamaica. So she ran the Olympics, and I think she ran two more.
Hmm.
And this year she has run. I think she ran two Diamond Leagues over the 100. So she's extremely inexperienced. She has run probably like 10 hundreds in her life since being there. So it's going to get a lot better, and I think that you know she will do very very well in the future at this event.
In terms of I guess the understanding of how to run the 100, what she's
Yes, I mean
finding,
because
how
it's
she's
it's
finding to figure
it's
that
it's
out.
different. It's different from what a quarter mile expects. You know, it's more about how you do stuff than what you do, and I think that she's beginning to understand that what appears to be fast is really slow, and what feels slow is really fast. And I think those lessons that she'll learn and she will continue to learn this season will 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 do her good for the immediate future.
10.
What you guys think about that? What he has said?
Boy, Zaman is always a man that's been one to plan, and he's very intentional in everything, especially when you see him
Assist her.
um, pour effort into an athlete. And when Franos say, beware, you better take it to the church, take it to the highest point on the hills, because him not bluff it. So definitely eager to see, and the mere fact for coaches is always to see where he can improve and what he can improve on. And him himself, the best coaches are the most patient ones. You can't fix everything one time, or take one season fix everything. So clearly it's a building block process.
And to add to that, Coach Q, freaking, last year he came out and he said, man, Elaine is in the form of her life. He said that,
And
right? And when Elaine went to national trials, people are saying, oh, what fool front to take people for? And then, as it progressed, we saw exactly what she did. And even
yep,
after she ran that 10.54, he came out and he said, we still have some more work to do, right?
yeah.
But then, a couple days after that, she decided she going to take her talents elsewhere,
I should have
right?
gotten our money.
And
Let's be real.
it's like she left Fran and left you too.
Me I say she leave him too. Me glad you thank you. She not only left Ronald, she left James. But James, these are business decisions. Always remember that. Business
and and something else, but they don't add to it. Like Frano is, I don't know if I describe it. The man just
It's a
don't show.
genius.
The man just don't show emotions. I remember
No,
when they asked. I remember when they asked him, "Hey, we're hearing noise that Elaine is leaving MVP." The man say, "Hey, training start June 18 or whenever
she
I'm
not
say,
there.
we'll see who show up." Just like that,
That's it.
who show up, who don't show up. So I think what he's saying about Sherika now, it makes me more worried right now. It makes me more worried that Elaine will never be back to the top of the mountain.
But Fano said
I
he's not
think,
fond of established talents. He said that, right? He's not too
yeah,
fond of
yeah.
athletes who are coming out of the high school system who are already really good. He likes to get people who finish like fifth and sixth because he feel like him can do a better job and develop those type of athletes.
Yeah,
So
and
it's going
them
to be
hungrier
tough
and
to
less
just
less
with
less
the twins.
trained.
Right. So Floyd, what do you think he's going to do with the twins because of what he normally says? Because he
I
knows
tell people, I
one
said, when remember he had Christiania right out of high school, and he took her to Olympic finals. You
the
get me?
following
So
year.
yeah, the following year, right after that. So
Yeah,
it's still come down to he's still a good coach, irrespective. I think a lot of his preferences is based on one, the amount of workload that athletes get in high school, and two, their ceiling. So if you're training them like pros in high school, when you get them, there's really not much to develop. So I think with the twins, and I always tell people, I say whoever is Tia is a slower one right now. I wouldn't be surprised in 2 years Tia the best one out of the lot, or the
They
fastest
need to
one.
separate. That's what exactly what's going to happen. They need to separate. Both
I
of them
think so.
going to MVP.
I
Again,
think so. I
then
think one of them should probably go to elite.
them are go foreign
I'll go
because
for
I'm
it.
gonna try
I,
hope so one can carry the other and them are going to the wrong system because Front will kick
yeah,
one to the curb. I will tell you that
yeah,
yeah.
Front do not care. He will
yeah.
kick one to the
Fran
curb.
don't care about
But none of
your
that. When I
twin
could have
synergy
twin,
or no. No,
yeah, you could
no,
have cool and bleed the same time he bleed. You're not perform
yeah,
or the way more if you do, you're in
no,
trouble. Bye.
yeah,
Yeah, he's very hard. He's a hard
And
coach.
that's
I
the
don't
and
blame him.
like I said, back to the staying in Jamaica, going abroad is where
right,
I'm worried about when it comes to them because you are at the vulnerability of these coaches or your supposedly handlers. If they decide today they're gonna drop you, them done with you because no, you can't go NCAA again because you've done the certain things outside of the rules already will
exactly. You
affect you.
start collect
So
money.
you can't turn back to that and say, Ewa, this not working. No. Mega go for NCAA. No. You go bounce around to all these camps that they're Jamaica until you just disappear in the wilderness.
An
So
MVP has a rigid system because my understanding is Steve Francis program starts 5 a.m. in the morning. You need to be there on time. The whole
That
system, Leford can tell you, his system is very, very rigid. It's like being in the army. You know what?
But
Or
And
the thing,
hey,
the thing though, the thing though, I
this
want to show Leaford something and just to pick his brain and see if he remembers this.
probably not. But let's see if you remember.
it has spin, really, it has spin by my side. Foreign things
discipline
slow
on
to
our,
get
on
closer.
our ends. Absolutely.
Eh, why not see that good old pen relay that man?
You you remember the person?
The person per se, I would lie to you. I don't want to lie on internet. But
sound
I
like I
do
You
try chop
remember.
man. Man, I try set up leaf for them.
I
No,
said them
no,
I try
no,
to set
no.
me up, yes.
No. She actually sent the picture, and she was like she wanted to tell because she's watching right now, so she
Yeah.
wanted to tell
I
us.
said to set them up.
She
Do you
I
wanted
said
to tell us.
I said I set me applied. Yeah, that
Set
was
to
the
set
time
them
they
up.
win. I think I was like 2015, I think of the win. When me and my boy them they go run a pens that man.
that's pen
When me
release?
man.
That's pen release.
Well on when me man. In this switch from America and come a foreign come run man and you run the ankle leg and run past some people. Get back the wheel and a way.
Simpson, Brandon.
No, no, Spurgeon, them man start playing for Jamaica a long time, man.
So who
Remember
else?
this?
Call a
Leaf
list.
for that's so old.
I think
People, bro.
Errol Nolan or something like same
Oh,
name.
Errol Nolan. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
yeah,
them
yeah.
run the
44 on the anchor leg that year there.
yeah, that was when in the year. That's what pens them on.
I was
She
at that pen.
she said she loved you like cook food, boss.
Boy,
Mm.
that don't set up my good
Set
life.
up.
So
Set
you
up.
better
Why you
remember her.
bad me up? Why you bad me up? Stop bad me up. I can't take a bad up.
Hey, so
No,
Clifford,
man,
man,
we
I gotta ask
appreciate
you.
all the love over the years. Where people always give. There was always some people where definitely I was a coach. I would definitely give thanks every time.
Absolutely.
So
Me-
You
def-
would have
So I gotta ask
represented the
you,
country well, Leaford. You represented Jamaica well. And those, people don't forget when you do what you did.
Pens. She said Pens 2017.
yeah,
So
man. I was with Noel and them man with when him run the ankle leg and the
I
run
was,
down.
I was there.
And he run down my boy from about
Close,
20
close,
meters.
close, close, close,
All
close,
right, so yeah, the semi-final for the women's and the men's are out. But I want to ask this question before I forget because I should have asked it long ago. What are you guys' thoughts on Jamaica not selecting one Andrew Hudson for Commonwealth Games?
It's not that Jamaica didn't select him. They can't select him.
Well, why they
He's not
cannot?
qualified. He's not qualified
not qualified to run.
No,
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 he
to
did.
run.
he can compete at Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, he can
Yeah,
compete there.
but I think they can't. They wouldn't
Not clear.
announce him until he's cleared.
He's
So
not
once he's cleared, then they'll make an announcement if so
Oh,
be the
that makes
case. But I
sense.
don't. Yeah, so they won't
That makes
announce
sense.
him pending. No, you have to wait and think because you don't want to preempt stuff like that.
So,
So that,
but I have an off-topic question. I've wanted to ask this question to every single athlete that I've went to KC, right, Leford? So answer this to me. What is the distinct difference between champs, I guess the crowd and everything with champs versus the NCAA? Because so I've spoke to a lot of athletes, right, who used to go KC, Wolmer's, all them things, and them say, once they reach the NCAA, the vibe and everything just come out of them. They don't really feel it anymore. So what is the distinct difference for you with boys and girls championships versus the NCAAs?
It's just the festivity. It's just the relationship that you built over the years while you're younger that still keep going with you. So like even now, I'm still in a group with, all of my KC friend them.
Mm-hmm.
Still in a group with Greater Portmore friend them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we build a level of relationship, from a young, and we have that, and that keep on going with us. Fast forward to the difference in the level of competition. Champs, we know that high school rivalry thing that we take it deep. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
NCAA, it's not really so much for us. We don't understand the culture as Jamaicans. Some Americans take it different, so
Makes
they
sense.
do understand the culture as it regards Alabama versus the LSU and all those other places. So they take
Makes
it
sense.
differently. So
Makes
we as
sense.
Jamaicans don't understand the culture behind these different universities. So we don't have the same drive nor passion. So for
Makes
you
sense.
as a Jamaican coming, you're just competing to just beat a one boy and keep on moving. Not the sense of yo, look here, I can't make Alabama beat me, man. LSU. We don't know the history and the rivalry beyond that.
Makes
So
sense.
like, and that's the difference. Just like when you got the Calabar and the KC, as I go at it. Not like say no the school no exist, but we know say that are normally really the big thing. I mean, Wolmer's push up the mate sometime, but nobody still never look on them because we not really a rival you. As long as we beat Calabar, we're all right. Then I mean,
Mm.
and that's just the fact of it. So to relate now to the American NCAA culture, we don't understand this culture to have that same drive or passion. So you just go out there and say, yeah, well, I gotta just run my race and just run my time and just keep on moving. That's really more so it is. So it don't give it a competitive edge as it regards universities. I mean, which you see it in football, which is their American football, where it's Alabama and LSU, big match. Or for example, basketball, the most
Yeah.
known rivalry is Duke and Tar Heels.
Yep.
Mhm.
Luke and North
Yep.
Carolina. Yep.
So if we
Absolutely.
don't,
Yep.
and that's what's happened. We as Jamaica, we don't have that. So we never ever really I gotta have that type of drive or a competitive spirit that regards that. So we just go to the run and just come off of the track like I know we
True.
do it.
All right.
All
All
right,
right.
so
Check
True.
to that.
Nafi Fayam has won the gold medal in the heptathlon. Um, Veta got the silver medal, and Anna All of USA got the bronze. So Veta is from Netherlands, and I just checked it, and I think Tamberi is taking some inspiration from what happened last year with his boy Barshim when both of them shared the gold medal. I mean, he never looked good in qualification, but he has looked good now. So who is still leading out of Barshim?
Level
Yeah,
one.
clear. Yeah.
Level one. I'll be the first one to say this. I'm glad how you put this up. Jenna Prandini will not make that 200-meter final. Will not.
Jenna
Will be.
Prandini will make that 200-meter
Yeah, you can.
final.
Yeah, you can say anything. You tell me a lot of things and you're wrong. Not because you say it mean it
And,
right. So you can
and
tell
you
me
tell and
anything.
when I, and you tell me a lot of things and you're wrong as well.
You
So
tell me say
Jenna
Christian.
Prandini will make.
You see Christian Coleman easy semifinals. You tell me say the man not going to make the final.
You tell me say USA was going to win the mixed relay. How did that planned out?
Well, they should have won it. They were 25 meters out and the girl choked.
You're these two kids.
The girl choked. But anyway.
Levon,
Go ahead.
Levon, I just wanted to add
the American guy in the 200 meter. I believe why he
Which one?
wasn't or why he hasn't been selected for the Commonwealth game is that they are saying that when you run, you indicate which are the meets you want to run at, and he only indicated for the World Championship. So it was only the World Championship. It seems as if he was interested in making, and I hear that's why he's not selected or was not selected for the Commonwealth game. Because remember, he would have received his the national stuff that he's supposed to get at the end of this month or something like that, right? So he would have been eligible, but
The
he only
27.
selected the World Champs. So that's what I am hearing why he wasn't selected.
I'll be honest with you, as a person that has been around the federation and competed for Jamaica
Hmm.
from junior level and senior level, that don't normally matter.
Okay then. Okay
Once you
then.
come at trials and you did it,
Then
them pick
normally does select you.
them pick who them think is best.
Okay. Okay.
So that
Okay.
that 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 right there is just them nitpicking as to just put something.
Right.
Let them
It seems so.
let them just stay silent regarding the topic and just keep it on the fact that okay, he's working on his documentation, but they have never
Okay.
yet used the fact that he never picked this. No, that doesn't never normally
Oh.
add up. It's
All right.
it's up.
That's good to hear. That's why I would like when you guys are on to tell us exactly what happened. So that's when they are giving us
Yeah.
the story, we know what is the true thing that is taking place.
Yeah, whether you select that or not, I mean, yeah, you come in the try to compete for your country, and everybody don't know that guy already. It's simple. All them have to do is pretty much like reach out. Them can reach out to him. If you don't select it, them can reach out to him and say, "Hey, we know you finished this, you placed this. You never do this. Was this an accident or you want to come on? You want, there's still many ways and avenue they can get it done.
Okay.
That's an excuse that they're just putting out there just to make themselves again look the way them always look for all these years. Don't you can feel it. Don't get me started, please.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Didn't mean to get you started.
Don't start with them, please. Let me talk about World Championship.
Yeah,
Let's
because
let's see. Yeah,
just to pick up on what Leford said, the article that came out when they interviewed him after he found out that he's not eligible, he was understanding of the situation and he was saying he's looking forward to the Commonwealth game. So so Leford have a part is right, it's spot on.
yeah. But I think
So
let's
we
take
have
a
to
look at
see.
triple jump. We in the third round in triple jump. I we still got Ricketts in third place with our 1489. So that if she keep on the same trend, we know. So next time I gonna go with top 8 people, and we also got Kimmy, with 1429. She's in seventh right now, and I think they're gonna use what top 8 for the finals. So I can get
Yeah.
them what three more jumps. So
Three
right
more
now
drum.
we're looking like we'll get at least two of the top 8 for right now, because they're in their third round right now. They are doing their third attempts. So as it stands right now, on the triple jump finish, we have a silver medal, which
Hey,
is
as I said, we had the great Trisha Smith on last night, and she was saying that she booked Ricketts for a medal, like actually a silver medal behind Rojas.
Yes,
So
she
you
did.
know, so if she's able to get that, that would be good. She
I
has been knocking on the door, so I
yeah.
think it's time to kick down the door now.
I
So
think Trisha
hopefully,
was saying it is
So
time
when,
now
when, when,
she
when,
jumped
when you
that
talk about the great,
15.
when you talk about the great level and who predicted her from way out to get a medal, eh?
I, I I mean, if I don't remember, you have to remind me, boss. We can't remember everything. Trisha was yesterday. You was from way out. We can't
The,
remember
the,
that.
the, the, the disrespect and the recent bias.
mm,
But so Leford or Coach Q, anybody, when you look at this semi-final here, tell me how Jenna Prandini make it out of this. Tell
let
me
me
how. I
let me
don't
Thing
take
see
a
it.
look. Let me take a look and see the
As a
lineup of
Yeah,
fastest
let
as
me
a
know.
fastest loser.
because Sharika unfortunately don't want to run hard, but she might have to run a little harder than she wants to because Seni is gonna run hard. She run hard in every
Yeah,
round,
that
and you know my opinion on that already. I'm not even gonna say it on Seni, but she's gonna run hard. She might even run 21 in that semifinal,
Well,
and I
she
she
feel
ran 21.98 in the heats, right?
she's,
yeah, she run 21.98.
she'll do it again.
So the top two going to be Sherika and Sani. Let us be honest. Sherika and
Yeah.
Sani. I have, and as Leaford was telling us about Kambuji, I have
The first
Kambuji
two
for
alone, and
third.
then this time,
I have Cambodia for third, and then Prandini fourth, and then she have to go sit on the outside and look what's going on.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, don't and
Prandini
don't
now
don't.
finish fourth.
Bro,
That,
Prandini dead in the race.
What do you mean she not finish? Or where is she going to finish?
Prandini is faster than Sumner this season. Prandini is faster than Kambunji this season.
yeah,
That's
but
disrespect.
Cambodia is
I'm going to run 21.8, didn't she?
I will tell you this
Yeah,
about
but yeah,
Cambodia. Cambodia is more experienced than Prendini. She's way more experienced. She's been to
I'm
this
telling
level.
you, I kind of beg to
yeah,
differ.
but Prandi, yeah,
Huh?
Prandi is no slouch.
No, I never said slouch. I said experience. I've been seeing
She's been around for a while.
this young lady for
Listen,
Switzerland.
the thing with Akil, now, Akil has a reason along that line of corridor because Akil has Prandini to get a medal. So he can't
Gotcha.
reason otherwise.
No man,
All right.
I no longer have her to get a medal, but I have her in the
Now you
final.
take it, brother. You're green lizard.
He's being
No man,
honest.
I have no man. I have a clean sweep for the women's 200, but I have her in the final.
She can't. All right, so I don't see her. I don't. All right, so this is the second heat now. So I'm looking at. So you have you have Ilian, you have Dina, you have Masilingi, you have
Tamara
those.
Clark.
You have
Oh
Tamara.
boy.
This one hot.
Boy.
Where are you going to
You need a
Prandini?
run hard.
Yeah, this hot because honestly, based on if we're looking at the current form, I know
Yeah, the
everybody
farm
perform.
book.
All of them kind of right now look at the same. I can't say last couple months ago, more than say Alien gone with this. Can't really say so. So try calling this. The local they watch it Mussolini where we're well fresh and
PSP.
all them thing there. Go and give them hell with Tamara Clark. I'm gonna give them hell because them fresh foot. Them gonna run. Them gonna try to make a name. Them gonna run.
Yep.
I'm gonna force Alien them for run.
Yep.
Them have to make up their minds, eh? Them gonna run. I'm gonna run twice. My coach always tell me you're gonna really run 2 rounds for sure. The semis and the finals.
But
You
but
have
is
to
the
make them
200
say,
final
It
the
seems
next
like
day,
it seems like a
gentlemen?
stream. It seems like a stream slow on because they had no one to woo, and woo just also cleared his height.
The 200 final is not the same day as the semi-final, so you better go up the run and recover the next day. They'll be fine.
Agreed.
Easy.
The side jump is pretty interesting.
But this is a very
It's
easy heat though.
Barsham leading Protsenko ahead of Tamberi, then Wu.
Basham lay down with the med cover.
Yours. So Akil, you're saying is an easy heat. This is a heat that Jenna Prandini hate. She don't like this heat because she know that Masilingi probably gonna have a faster time than her.
You drink your intro?
I don't know about Tamara Clark, but I like Masilingi, Dina Asher Smith, Elaine Thompson, whichever order they want to put those in. But I think these three will have a faster time than Prandini.
And this is my problem, Kims, with you. Your
Okay.
inconsistency when it comes on to your predictions. How
Oh,
if I have Tamara Clark, or if I have
I
Beatrice
didn't say
Mussolini
Tamara
over
Clark, boss.
no, how if I have Beatrice Mussolini over Tamara Clark when Tamara Clark has
Because
run
she's going to beat
faster than
her.
Beatrice Mussolini this year?
Beatrice, you know, see Beatrice
I
fresh.
This is
don't care
easy.
about you keep on telling
Akil,
about
keep
this
on
year,
talking about
this year.
what they have just done and whatever not. All right, you watch the races just now. Hold up better.
Tamara Clark.
Ah, there.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
but didn't Tamara Clark look better than Beatrice Mussolini?
I can move to the
Brother,
church heat,
Mussolini,
boss.
make out of something different.
I can move to the church heat, boss, because Akil I gotta stay until him proven wrong again, and then we'll move on.
Okay, no problem.
So move to the third one, and then this one, obviously. Oh God,
Tell me how Prandini makes it to this final.
I don't see how Prandini gonna make it. I can't see it.
Prandini will be in the final.
don't
So,
change
yeah.
your course there, Akil. Prandini make it.
Akil, don't bet, right?
No, I don't bet, and I have no
No.
interest in betting.
Yeah, she's not going to make the finals from this one because you have Ophelia, who's in spanking shape, Abby and Shelley. That's the big three right there.
Yeah,
Only running over them.
and he's going to run faster than Prandini.
These three, Shelley, Abby, and Ophelia. It's going to be a fast race.
Well, tomorrow, one thing I know about Akil, he won't show up tomorrow. He won't show up tomorrow on the show like how he was missing for the 100 meters when Kemba never make it to the finals. Or like how he was missing when all his other predictions were wrong. So he won't be here tomorrow.
Firstly, let me address that. I was
Yeah.
not missing. I was in the comment
No,
section.
I don't want you in the comment section.
No,
That
no, no,
don't
no,
serve
no,
a
no, no.
purpose.
The camera wasn't working yesterday, and I told Levon about this yesterday. So don't come talk about Omega run
Well,
like
let me
my
tell you.
scapegoat.
Well, let me tell you. Whether your
In
camera
camera
working
good
or
now. Am I there?
I will be here.
all right.
Akil, I take the talk from a boy. I seems a boy run control about him have homework and the boy have no homework. So let's take the talk.
I have a lot of assignments to do soon to us. So I
Yeah,
love to
I
practice.
agree. Akil, your event is on track now. It will be an interesting one. But
My
I'm going with the
event.
Moroccan to win it.
My event.
Yes, man, I'm going with Sofian El Bakali to take it home again.
I actually have the Moroccan to win. I have him to win.
All right.
But then this is the thing. I remember. I think one of the commentators said it that if he was to win, he would be the first. Um. Non. First, like he wasn't like first person that didn't come from Kenya. And I think I must about how much years, like 2 decades or so, to win this event. If he
Ikem
was to
El
pull it
Garouche
off.
was the last Moroccan to win that. So yeah, it would be something for probably 20
Somebody
plus
said
years or more.
probably from a Leford from John C. Smith University.
Them know
Probably
the strips, man. JCSU all day, every day. But today me have on my TRS. You know see my TRS?
we see it, we see it, we see it. All the
I
big boys.
never ask me what it stand for.
Hold on.
Tell us, Leford, tell us.
I'm showing my TRS.
What it stand for?
Technique, rhythm, and speed, man. The great Lennox Graham track program that I feel
Legendary.
club.
Yeah, man, what
Yes.
you
Technique, rhythm, and speed. So me I go and advertise a little bit while I'm done run. But you don't know regarding. Everybody will know them know say you know Lennox Graham I'm a pops, so I have to go on and technique, rhythm, and speed.
there,
Yeah, man.
are there any who are the current athletes who are under TRS right now?
Daniel Williams right now. Daniel Williams, Kyra
Leford,
McMaster.
big sister, anyway.
Um, I don't want to spoil the Algerian. There was an Algerian 400 hurdler that was in the semis as well. But I don't want to spoil him name, so don't want to call it and spoil it,
Okay.
20
please.
meter
But the
hurdles.
Algerian, I think he was the African champion and all them things that too recently. So yeah, him underneath in the camp right now. Kinda if you know Lennox Graham, he kinda quiet, him not too like a big camp. Him keep it
Uh,
very
absolutely.
secluded.
Yep.
Yeah, prior to that, he used to have Kemar Moad, Leah Nugent. Of course, Sherman Williams as well was in the camp too.
Daniel Williams.
She's
Yeah,
still there,
Legendary
man.
is still there.
Daniel is
Can you
still there. So Daniel is a younger sister that so I
Yeah.
carry the baton same thing.
Leford,
Yes,
the
sir.
hurdles is your pet event.
Hold on a second, kid. So the Algerian that you're talking about is Abdelmalik Lahoulou.
Laholo, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he
Wait,
fought
quick
at the camp.
question.
No, I was asking Leford
Wait,
because
no.
Leford is a hurdler, and the hurdles is his pet event. So we hope to get some expert analysis from you back here tomorrow night, sir, because the 400 hurdles is going to be hot, very hot. Because you know the big three, and look at that. Look who's
Who
at
is
the top
this?
of the dead.
His background is so colorful.
Resurrection.
You have the you have the clone suit, boss.
No, it's
Look
never
at
clone
who has
background.
resurrected from the dead. Another George's man.
Why was spoiling the podcast or bringing out
Bash him.
Kingston College athletes?
We're not spoiling it, we're enhancing the podcast. Don't be like that, sir.
Not with Kingston College.
We're enhancing it, sir.
No,
We're
sir.
making sure the podcast keep going.
Casey's here. George's is here. Come on. But Leaford, yeah,
Yeah.
the hurdles is going to be hot. Those are your pet
Hey,
events.
who know me to beat him in a long jump? You don't know that?
Never.
Yo, go and go pull the fox. You don't want to tell the people.
Never.
Akil, go ahead and ask,
Yeah.
man. If you to ask any question, the boss.
No problem. Quick question, Leaford. How does Daniel Williams do? Because I have her to medal, you know. How does she look in the 100 hurdles?
Leaford, be honest,
Them-
please. Be
Hey,
honest.
listen. You
You
see two
cannot ask
person.
Lee for that,
Hey,
brother.
Stridex just done join the podcast now, so I pressure now. But
Tradix will
I will.
take him on.
I'm always honest. Even though to some I'm always honest. Them know they know I'm a friend. I'm a friend for for years. We've never been friend. She's been having she had a great indoor season. She was very good early season indoors, and then she transit. I think she kicked on the early indoors at the finals. Made a mistake. And then now she come out of transit outdoors, and I guess she have still little naggings here or there. So I'm 100%. I'm not sure where she's at, but I know she's a competitor and she love to compete. So as it regards medal or whatever case it might be, hey, it's a world championship. You know, anything can happen. But I got to tell us a bet no money. We can tell
Let,
you that for sure. Say don't not tell a bet no money. So you
let
know.
me let me ask you a question, Leaford. If you have athletes in the range of 12.3 in the hurdles, and you have this one athlete out there that is running 12.6, 12.7, would you say that athlete is going to medal?
Yeah, because it's not about the run where I know where the time where you drop before. No, you come into in championships, you have rounds, and what you will learn is the rounds will take away, bring your 12-3 back down to 12-6 quick and fast. You know, fly that talk about fresh foot run and all those different things. That's how you call a first round, like Curly. Honestly, I'm gonna tell people say, my shock say him get the goal because him run 9-7 in
What the
run
hell?
9-7, everybody thinks they oh some record I got broke. Flow track embarrass themselves and talk about the record of 24 hours.
24 hours.
Embarrass themselves. I me watch it, I'm gonna tell my friends that everybody who I was with that I'll be surprised if he produced that again.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be surprised. So go back to the topic of this. It's a matter of its rounds. You have to learn how to navigate yourself through these rounds. And the person that normally come out victorious in world championships is always the person that actually navigate your rounds, accordingly. Meaning you're not over, you're not
But
put out too much.
but
You know what I
but
mean?
Leaford, let me stick up in right there, sir, because in the women's 100 hurdles, the competition is so tight. How can you really manage the rounds? Because listen, you have at least 6 women right now who can legit win easily. How can you really manage? And unlike the men where say Holloway, Parchment, probably Allen and a Cunningham right there in the bubble. Everybody else way back. You literally have like 6 women that can really get the gold medal and win it. So how can you really manage those rounds? So
That's where you get set. That's where you separate, as them say, the boy from the man.
Man.
And people will go out there and them are gonna set them standard early. So you have different levels of execution and different type of running style. Hurdles, you always want their front. That's a one
Adrian,
thing.
Yeah.
with-
I'd
with-
love to ask you because I know you're a very controversial guy, but you're also a very real guy. And I have to stop something
Sometimes.
because Leaford is on here and you are on here. You know I have to stop something. Give me your honest take on Daniel Williams. It has been said, let me throw this out there, that she's a choker, right? And I know Leaford don't agree with that. And the reason it's been said is that she runs well when she's not noticed, right? 2015 World Champs, boom. Champs, she come back to the trials and she's spotlight is on her, a lot of drama.
But
20,
2015 was a slow race. That was, let's in all fairness,
2019 World
that was a
Championship.
slow finals. I
No,
mean,
but I'm getting to you on strides
yeah, it
here.
wasn't a world record run and all. It was a slow race.
She 12 was killing it, and she should have won that final. A lot of people believe, and some say she buckled under pressure. Strides, what's your take on her,
And this year,
generally speaking, and this year?
uh,
Be honest, man.
Be honest. Don't be politically correct.
uh, all right. So I mark very hard, right? I grade very hard, and a lot of people don't like me for this, but that's just how I view the world. Everybody have their own life view. She's not a terrible competitor. I think she's tough. In fact, I do believe this particular year I was watching her indoors, and this is the fastest I've ever seen her look, and it's actually super impressive. I didn't want to say anything. We communicate more often than not, and I didn't want to say anything to you guys about it, but she was looking so impressive indoors. Like I'm very surprised that she hasn't dropped to a 12-3 yet. Based on the type of speed she was bringing indoors. I think it's an athlete that I don't know what's going on within the training. Like injuries pop up, we don't hear about these things as fans. There's other distractions and stuff that we don't see. But I think if she is focused, it's going to hard. It's going to be hard not to see her being Jamaica's number one if she's focused. right?
Even over Brittany Anderson right now.
Is pure talent,
Mm-hmm.
pure raw. I have nothing to lose talent, right? Um, so she's out there and she's doing her stuff. I think she's going to produce the goods this time around. But you see what rubbed me wrong was that trials
Fast start issue.
debacle, right? You know,
Achille saw that.
I don't like complainers.
I did.
I tell you, say El Bakali cannot lose, boss.
Ethiopia win.
El Bakali won it, man.
Well,
Oh,
well, SS,
you stream is slow, man. He has already won it, man.
SS Tridex, you don't like complainers?
Yeah, so I don't like complainers, and that kind of rubbed me wrong. You know what I mean? It put a sour taste in my mouth after that race, because she did faster. Like the starter himself told me personally that she did faster, right? And you know, you argue the point, you made it to it was the Olympic year, right? No, World Championships.
Well,
Yeah. But I do believe if she stay focused, a whole year of focus and do what she need to do, it's kind of hard not seeing her as number one in Jamaica. Like
But
Brittany
Strides,
Anderson is now showing us what she's made of. I can't conclusively say what kind of athlete Brittany Anderson is. All right. First of all, I know you want to rush the point, right? Because you like the excitement, you like the fast times and what she's producing. Yes, fine, okay, cool. You like the euphoria. I get it, Kent.
oh no. What I wanted to ask you was because you made a statement where you said that if she is fully focused, right? If she's fully focused for a whole season, but then again, we can say that about almost any athlete. If any athlete is fully focused
No.
throughout a season,
No, if Rashid McDonald is focused all year, 10 years.
boss, come on now. You know what I'm talking about.
No. You
Like,
have to tell me what you're talking about. I can't assume what you're talking about, sir.
All
That
right,
man over focus, man.
go on, because
Over focus.
I'm not gonna take care on with the Rashid McDonald argument.
I mean,
Let's
ask you
No,
the question still, no strides. Your answer good still.
No, I'm not
Honest for
taking
one.
away. I'm not taking away from her as an athlete, because you know we have to learn how to separate what the athlete is doing and the personal life and everything else around them, right? And be fair. That's where you try to come to a fair conclusion. You draw a line separate and apart from what you think of them. Like I said personally, I didn't like what she do at trials. However, I can't take away that this girl is tough. I can't take away that.
Leford is on the inside. Leford is their friends. He's a part of that camp pretty much. He's familiar with what's going on.
Yeah, try to set me up for.
I want to hear from you. Give me your honest opinion where you see her going here in this World Championships. Give me an honest opinion.
I mean, injury free, fully
Is she
focused.
injury free at the
Yeah,
moment?
I don't know. I assume because I don't really try ask her too much about them good thing. The men are talking to start general as friends. You see me?
Okay.
I'm just you good, you alright, cool, you know. And me more ask coach, she alright, and she kind of state of mind. But me and the sports psychologist here, so I'm ready to talk about them part. Me just link her and say, oh, good run, congrats, or whatever the case it might be.
Okay.
She does have a sports psychologist.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's good.
yeah.
that's
That's good.
interesting. Why?
Huh?
Why?
Well,
No,
because the sport has changed, As you know, the sports changing in so many
Yeah.
different ways. We talk about technology and all these advances. We talk about track. We talk about spikes. Sometimes a good way can really actually sit down and talk to somebody different from your coach about your performance and overall, or your training and go, oh, your season and look where you feel you want to go, and to keep you also in check, because what I mean, and just kind of level you in that sense. So yeah, which Nicholas Powell, which is most of the Jamaicans them sports psychology right now, which is a good friend of mine. It's a mind game. I was working with him in the later part of my career as well. So
Right.
So yeah.
That's
But,
brilliant. I thought it was because of some deficiency within her internally, but that's brilliant. You find every edge that you need legally in the sport to
Come
win.
on.
I like that.
I
I
like the
think-
word legally.
And when
But-
you mentioned that, I think I don't know that the Powell guy that you just mentioned, but as Stridex, I think it's brilliant, and I think more athletes should do that. Not calling any names or
Yeah,
anything, but
I mean, he was working with a softball as well on a lot of them in the later
Fine.
part of the
Okay.
career. He works with the Reggae Girls team. He's actually Puma. Puma actually signed him as a sports psychologist. So he's Puma's sports psychologist, and they kind
Okay.
of disperse him accordingly. But I know he works closely for sure with the Reggae Girls. He travels with them
oh,
and everything like that.
nice.
Yeah, so I
Lavon,
mean,
sorry to cut you, but this man is irritated. Why is Kate eating on the podcast?
Why are you drinking? Why are you
No,
drinking?
drink has always been
Why
allowed.
are you drinking?
No, you can't be chewing and trying to talk. You're disrespectful.
I am
But
drinking.
all of the fans right now watching are going to say you're disrespectful.
ah,
I know you was
hey,
coming with something in our strides.
No,
I
but
know.
drink
I
is
know it.
allowed. I don't know what Lavana allow you to eat.
after my day, I said, I try hide me look a red cup, and I take a look
I,
at one
I,
sip over
I was
No,
myself.
but he
I
can,
was
man.
I,
He
was- I
can
was
drink.
busy watching. I was busy watching the race. That's why.
Sorry,
So
we are here
listen,
for over
listen,
2
kid,
hours, you
kid,
know.
kid, kid, kid. Listen, kid. You see food.
I plead the fifth.
Absolutely not. Drink.
Yes.
You
I
can go
plead
and
the
Yeah,
have your
man.
drink. Yeah,
But turn
no
off the
food.
camera, man. There's an embarrassment to the last name. Change the name.
Actually, I'm the better green,
Change the name.
I'm name green before you name green. You are adopted.
Yeah, the better one, man. See, I'm
So,
excellent everything.
Adrian, this comment is for you.
Somebody say, Adrian, you drink every time. You never sober yet.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Call me on like
Wow.
that. Wow.
Leford, the thing is why I have Ants to win. One, I think the hurdles at these championships are going to be very tight, and I think it's the experienced hurdlers who are going to prevail. I actually have she, Nia Ali, and Kendra Harris medaling. I don't know the order, but I have the three of them medaling. I know I have Jasmine Camacho Queen off the podium. I know that's very foolish, but I just think that the race is going to be tight, and I think those three candidates are going to prevail for a medal. My thing with Danielle is that what I've seen with her over the years is that she has tended to perform well in the month of July and August. Like July and August has been her best. Those months she has performed really well. And from what I saw from the Diamond League race in her last Diamond League race in Paris, she really performed well. Even though she ran 12:59, from that race, I can see that Daniel Williams is getting close to those levels that I know it would take for her to medal. Kent is talking about women running 12 trees and so forth, but I actually think that a 12-4 probably going to win this race because of how tight it is and how competitive it is. I really genuinely think it's going to be a 12-4. So you probably see, somebody running a 12-4-9 or 12-5-1 getting a medal.
Brother, why
So
you couldn't bet?
So
I'm sorry, say you're not a better.
so
that's
Sorry.
okay.
wait a man. Him end very brilliantly. It's going to be a tight race, So the times, you end very brilliantly. But you come at your quit not on the podium.
That me I say I wonder when you get that. I mean,
That's why I said that
one.
one. That's why I will admit that one is very sticky.
No,
but I
you have
just
to
have-
tell us why. You have to tell us why. 'Cause this is
Much of
interesting.
chin, not on the podium. You have to give
Be-
us
no.
more explanation because that's
because I think Nia Ali, Kenya Harrison, and Daniel Williams are gonna.
He
My,
has
why I have those three because they're faster starters.
so
So they're
Adrian.
faster starters over the hurdles. And the thing about it is that if I expect them to be in good shape, I expect them to have a good start and hold that lead. That's just my thing. So that's why I have them over Camacho King. It's gonna be tight. I'm not gonna say that they're gonna blow her out.
you look on Kim's face. Kim's is like,
All right, no.
No.
All right, listen. I'm gonna give him credit for this, fellas. I'm gonna give him credit for this. Check this out. No, never mind. I'm not giving him credit.
because you're sober, tried, you're sober.
No, I tried. No,
How
man.
you can accept from
No,
that?
there's a point I was trying to raise. You make a good point somewhat, but
I think he's based in the prediction of the fact that these are 3 season
right.
100 hurdlers
Thank
that
you.
has performed over the years, even though
Who's
they
your
have their
Olympic
ups and their
champion?
downs. If them put it together on this one, they will supersede Camacho Quinn. I
And
So
think
here's another point. Sorry, fellas. Here's another point. Has anyone seen Camacho Quinn under pressure yet? What does
But
Yes.
you do this season, and she has
What-
done all
what-
kind of
what is she doing?
foolishness.
Thank you
She
very
fast
much.
start, she
Right.
tell lie, and she
The
do all
fact
kind of things. I saw her
oh, you know she tell like it.
But no,
She not here. She
kid,
fast start the race and
no,
she just
kid,
we know so she tell lie. She hear, she heard. She
kid,
clearly picked.
she fast started last season as well
clearly
before the
picked.
Olympics. She fast started before the Olympics as well, a couple times as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's not good under pressure when she knows she can be beaten in a race.
So maybe Akil wasn't calculating that point, but
Maybe he
he
was.
might have a point, not calculating the point.
Shanika, medalist solidified. Thank
Yep.
you, LC.
That
That's
was
good.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant silver.
brilliant silver.
That's a no jump right here.
Yeah. I like this American girl. I think she's going to do well in the future.
Look at the red flag. Where should I jump off?
She's going to do well in the future, Franklin. I promise you.
She got third right there, though.
Oh, she squeezed in for the bronze.
Yep.
Silver, Shanika.
1472.
Nice. Rickett's on the last one. Come on, give us a 15.
Shimena, man. The man him glasses in, man.
15 meter, come.
I think we need to have some more.
Yo, Barsham is on a whole different level, bros.
Adrian.
This guy in the high jump, he's untouchable.
Yeah.
Adrian, I think we need to have more respect for we need to have some more respect for Camacho Queen. Honestly, like when things say we can't really just brush people aside because we have our own personal bias. Again, I've said on this particular program, it is our duty to provide optimum objectivity at all times. Not 1 and 2 times we can get to with a little bias.
Yes,
but
kids. Preach.
That almost looked like 15 meters.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it is. She need to get that 15 meters in, Virgin.
Let's see.
Well, Kems, I don't think we're biased. I think all of us are different. We have a different viewpoint in terms of.
We are going to celebrate a medal, yes.
Or we are dissect the individuals and how they have performed over the years, and that has to be a question to you. When they come under pressure, how do they react? When me and you level on the same time base, if you are on 13.40, me are on 13.40, how do they match up head to head? And I think that is where most of the prediction right now, is coming from, especially with Akil in prediction. I mean, honestly, him bolder than me because me if you put Daniel in the medal, them know them he tell you, and me and Daniel are so like that. But we are used track and field and performance, and those are the stuff we're looking at. We have seen her as well under pressure, not under pressure. And like I say, she won at a year when, and the time when she ran at the time, it wasn't the fastest, championship finals. But yes, she'd still come out of the medal. She get a bronze also again in a more pressure race again. So, her level of performance is up and down. This is something that we strive with. We always go back and forth. And now that my friend, we tell him to leave your friend alone. But, we have to use that. And like Kado said, Camacho Queen, for the last, couple outings she been out, she hasn't really been her very best. When it look like, say, she come under some pressure. So, and this going to require that, like I said, it have at least 6-7 women out there that can win the goal.
Yeah, but with all due respect, the 6-7 women out there who can win the goal. I'll leave that one there. All right.
No, go ahead, make your point because when you look at it.
I'm left it alone. We are giving more beating. Miami Dolphins shirt.
But
this is about Miami Dolphins.
Hey, Miami Dolphins winning the Super Bowl this year.
Anyway,
every year.
That's an argument for another day. But
Kems, when you talk about emotions, right?
Yes.
You're an emotional person when it comes on to your picks. And we don't beat you over your head sometimes because
when it come on to Elaine, that's my only Elaine and Trayvon Bramell.
We reason based on the farm book, right? We are reasoning based on the farm book, based on people what they have done this season.
Yeah,
but
how
we feel, how we think, we're talking about based on what has happened on the track.
Understood, Kate, but then if we're doing that, then Williams don't deserve to be any part at all in any conversation.
No, she has done enough on the track to be.
He's talking about a double medalist at the World Championship,
No, he's not. No, but he said the farm book this season.
The farm book has her in the conversation. She has run.
Yeah, she been
Kate from last night with some madness. You haven't dropped the entire list right now.
She's been indoors.
No conversation. The conversation has gone left by this.
No, Kate, I'm using your standard way you said. You said the farm book this season. If I'm telling you
she's in the question, not in the top 3. She's in the question.
She's not even in the top 6. right now, this season. Not even in the top 6.
So, give me your medalist schemes based on the farm book.
Come on now. My medalist. So I have Kendra Harrison, and that's probably my bias pick because I love that woman to death. You know, Kendra, Kenny for sure. Camacho Queen, and I try to get Megan Top on the show. So
But
anytime I know that she's
So
probably
you trying to
watching.
get who?
tell you if Brittany Anderson, and
No, no,
Brittany
no, no,
Anderson
no, no, no.
here based
Listen,
on
no,
the
I'm
farm
not
book.
talk.
Oh,
Listen, no, I'm talking. No, my profess my comments, man. So I try to get Megan on the show. So any medals we are give out, Megan have to be amongst the medals. So me have
So Megan, I want a girl him too.
It looks up.
no.
boy, this
So
one like
but
trouble.
on a real, me have Kenny Harrison, Camacho Queen, and Brittany. Those are my 3.
In
Fair
what
enough.
order?
Those are that are the order. I'm just tell you.
You sure?
In
And
that order.
one person I'm definitely not leaving out. Alicia Johnson. Cannot leave out her.
Who?
Johnson.
Yeah, she can come 5th.
She's better than Danielle Williams. 12.35
Yeah.
or not.
I
6
have
7
Brittany
34.
Anderson winning, and it's not biased. She showed me enough that she's gonna win, and the world record could go if them have a good tailwind. Or as a matter of fact, hurdlers don't even like tailwind if them have the good conditions for hurdling.
Is
I
that true,
think
Leford? Hurdlers don't like tailwind?
no, because it tends to push them in the
Well,
hurdles.
I'm asking Leford, not you. You wasn't a hurdler.
I was not hurdler, but
But you
still.
never good
They
evening.
won't appreciate too much of it because it as him said would have pushed them in the hurdle and forced
Oh,
them to overextend. And then on top of that now that pusher, so now they're gonna try to shorten them strides. They're gonna try to shorten them more. So yeah, it won't be in the greatest of them favor. And even while we're in that same topic of stride pattern, that's really more so what has been holding even Daniel herself back. Because if y'all ever see her run outside of the hurdles, y'all would not think she's a hurdler. Pure natural eye knees. So she always tend to get too close to the hurdles. That's why I see how she always clashing in the hurdles later on down because she's tend to start hoping up her strides. And
Gentlemen,
that's more so what that's been I can say that's been holding her back.
say something quick. Somebody said we need to speak about Shanika Ricketts, and I think it's true. She has won a silver medal. And somebody said big up to our coach, of course, Kenny Lee Ricketts is a
Yeah,
yard.
Kerry Lee Ricketts.
Yes, so we need to talk about that. That's a
listen
big
to me.
achievement. Let's talk about it.
Kid. Things are done in stages. Continue the conversation. We'll get to Shanika.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
man. You can't just broke the convo just to
No,
talk.
we can have the chat. No, no, have to big up the chat too much.
No.
come on, we love
I
each and
pay
every one we are
attention.
commenting. What you talking about?
But yeah, most definitely though. I mean, congratulations to Shanika Ricketts. I mean, silver medal at the World Championships. That's amazing. I know she been since her last medal. I think it was what she got a bronze the last time she was a couple years ago.
Silver.
It was a
Hey,
silver. So she's a double silver medalist now. But I know there was a break in between the years though.
Yeah, there's a break, and she came under a lot of fire, especially last year at the Olympics because she was ranked number 2. Or
Mhm.
you say something, Levon?
I'm saying I gave her
Oh
some
yeah,
last year.
yeah. She was ranked number 2 in the world at last Olympics, and she does never quote unquote live up to the expectation that I guess we had for her, and probably she had for herself because her post Olympic interview she said she was totally disappointed and that she will make amends for it at World Championships. And realistically, we never really expect her to beat Rojas because we just think Rojas is out of this planet.
Yeah.
So this silver for her is like a goal for us.
I agree.
Because we believe that so we're really proud, and obviously congratulations to her for sure. How about the other Jamaican placings? What did they place?
She finished one didn't make it to the top 8, and then Kimberly Williams finished 7th, I think it was 14:29.
She gets some money. She gets a payday.
Ever present, always there. So that's good.
Rojas is the bolt of triple jump. She's like the bolt of triple jump. She's just special. Every time.
Gentlemen, you had Miss Trisha Smith on last night. Did y'all ask her what she thought?
Doctor, actually, but yes,
Doctor, sorry.
Yes, but we did indeed ask her about it. She said that she actually called a silver medal for Ricketts, and she said that she says basically time for her to get over the quote unquote things that she have in her head, and just go out there and jump, have fun with it. And it looked like she was having fun out there, and she produced. Trisha was saying that obviously what all of us are saying, we don't think she can beat Roas. We just have to be honest.
So we're just waiting
Think
on
she can
Ross to
who?
retire.
We don't think she can beat Roas. So we just have to wait for Roas retire and then probably, somebody else can come up in it. So, she was saying that, and she was saying she actually, what she really wanted from her though is to jump 15 meters.
Yes.
And she wanted
Yes.
her to break her record. She wanted her to jump 15 and do that.
Well,
But
she nicey. She always nice still,
That
but
record 15-11 or something.
Something like that. 15-15, I believe, or something
15,
like that.
15,
15 or
16.
15.
16. Okay.
yeah, so she really wanted her to do that. But I get we'll take that silver medal, especially after we're going with Pachi. We'll get back the medal that what we did ever get.
How many medals do we have so far, gentlemen, in the championships?
4.
4. By whom and where these coaches are from? Where all 4 coaches are from?
Yeah.
Jamaica. Big deal, man. Big deal. Big up Jamaica.
So what
Quick
if the
question.
coach was Jamaican but him operate overseas? Does it matter?
hey, where's the kid?
What are you trying to say?
Let's big up the local coach them. Jesus Christ. Give the man them then shine them, man.
Say them and big up the foreign podcast of them.
Yeah.
Big up all their foreign podcasts them. Of course, Leford and Strides and myself and Kims.
Quick question though. Normally at each championships, they normally have like a disappointment, and you have a surprise medal.
So Akil, before you finish up, as
You have
Kid
to
just
address this
said,
comment.
the producer is around a corner saying that big up Darren era as well.
Big up who? Big up who?
Darren Era.
Of course, the man with him
Kid,
bronze medal.
nobody could go back this boss, please.
Kim's feeling hurt.
Listen, Barry
Barry 87.
87 saying, say the coach husband combo can work. Listen, I don't know how long.
Let me answer for you.
Go ahead.
Yes, please.
This Ricketts coach combo start. That was if they build the foundation, then build everything before the medal, the accolades, everything. So that's a different coach combo versus this coach combo now, mid up on top of the world. So all right, me go try coach my wife and see how this work. Just like what Kate said, Kate made a good point earlier. If him just say, you're not getting none, she said, me not getting none tonight, tomorrow I'll be a 300 she'll get and disagreement. And them look at stuff there. So it's not the level of respect as regards coaching is missing. So that's the thing when it comes to it. Many things that me could have coach no wife. I remember pick them, I never want coach, tell you the truth.
but as Kate said, Kim said we should give her some of this with her husband.
All right.
Can't tell say can't cook in a bad man.
No, it just come up. It just come up. Listen, Kate will always give the politically correct answer when you talk about, especially Jamaican coaches and so on.
Only some Jamaica coach him talk about so.
Not when him call me.
You want to
hear some of the things when him call me.
Kems not like era period, like era, and blacks come and put a good perspective on it and say, listen, they're not stupid. They have an idea of what they're doing. It might not be what you expect. Blacks put good perspective on it, so like you calm down,
There's a question from JT.
Ask him how much advantage long strides give in sprinting. If you have long stride and stride them not turnover, no matter how long your stride want be.
Yeah.
So it's all about displacement over time. So it's about frequency.
And length, yeah. It goes hand in hand.
Yep. So hopefully that kind of answer your question. That's why both was them couldn't be both because him taller and them and him feet foot a turn probably the same frequency as for them. So how you gonna beat that?
I see Facebook jumping off earlier, gentlemen. They're talking about the GOAT conversation. We're talking about it tonight.
Which one conversation?
The GOAT. Who's the GOAT of track and field period? I hear that Shelley is now past Usain Bolt. I wonder if there's two Usain Bolt or something.
Well, it all depends. Again, I like them look at topic here because a perspective. It's perspective.
Guys,
the reason
Y'all need to watch a 1500 meter. This race is super fast.
This is gonna be a world record race.
The cat is that a Great Britain girl losing a
Stop
step.
step on the girl foot. Don't she say a step on her foot? The Kenya girl play dirty.
Hey, was the Italian disqualified from the other night?
I'm not sure if they need to go disqualify. Because they disqualify, I put the other girl in a relationship with them push down.
Which
Them
Italian?
need to-
Which Italian?
I forgot her name, but she pushed the Ugandan athlete.
Oh, gentlemen, let's give this
Uganda.
woman some credit around the 1500 meter too. She's a mother. She won the
My girl
Olympic.
step up on the girl foot.
She gone now.
No, she won the
They're not
Olympic title too. She's a mother, you know.
They're not gone. The British girl that look like she
352.96.
got to you them bad.
She not catch
352.96. She won it. So it's Kipiegon ahead of Sigai ahead of Lauren.
Diego.
World lead.
Yep.
Good
And
run.
trust me, I think Kipiegon would really challenge more in that 800.
She's a mother. She's a mother too, you know. Give birth and come back.
I was making the point earlier before you guys started the good conversation. I was saying that every championships we normally have a disappointing, like someone didn't turn out a medal or so forth, but we normally have a surprise medal. Given what has transferred so far, where do you think the surprise medal is coming from?
No, yeah. The
About
disappointment.
disappointment for some everybody, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
You
what
can't
was the-
disappoint me yet and it me still a go on. But if you can't do it, then that means it's really bad. But me want to hear full disappointment.
I
I've seen
mean,
none.
No.
Cause
Parchment last night.
that's unfortunate. That's a disappointment.
No,
That's
no,
a
no,
disappointment.
that's what's disappointing. Not
No,
team
man, that's not
disappointing.
disappointing. If you need run and then that not get no medal, no, me
Yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah.
But he never really compete, so me can't really put it as that. If you want to disappointment, no, me that more say even you want to make the finals that league. But as much as so, me did never thinking they're gonna make it anyways. But yeah,
Akil in track, you know, sometimes you have to take a punch on the chin and just move on, you know.
No,
It's
man.
a tough sport.
Yeah, man. I'm not saying that he gave a disappointing performance. I'm just saying that the situation itself was disappointing. But as I said before, my wild card is still on the table. High jump women.
Fridex. Oh, you're never there. When you're athlete, the female sprint goat with the woman 100.
You see, these fans are terrible. We need to start a new channel. Them just beat people in here for fun. Fire heart.
but come back to the topic, Stardex, about the goat thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important. We can put it into some perspective, and I'm just gonna put it in my perspective in terms of how I see it. You know, the whole topic. Is Shelly a goat? Of course, Shelly is a goat. Is Usain Bolt a goat? There's no question behind that. But what is it that the reason why, again, I go sound sexist, but sadly, that's how the world live. People more fastest man alive versus them at turn.
Nope.
Wait, man. Let's try next. That out, let us give you one of my topic. We are turning to your wall for your wall colorful and pretty.
Yo, come don't even want to hear where go on. Continue.
No, but we live in an unbiased world. So them are always them white man get more money than woman even at the same event.
Right.
So with that being said, obviously them are gonna put more emphasis and more stress on it if the man do certain things. I know you know me talk about overall.
Okay.
On top of it too, what you saying did it in a record style, world record style. That are the reason why it separate him when it comes to the GOAT conversation. No matter how much goal them want to get, they could get 20 more goals at 20 more world champs. If them not do them in a world record style back to back like what him
In
do.
the championships.
Disagree. And here's why. I don't think it was a sexist issue. Why people are still why Usain Bolt is still the GOAT of track and field athletic spirit. And me personally, I'd say he's the best athlete across all sport ever. And here's my reasoning before I come back to this point. Here's my reasoning in that I want to get it out there. In every sport out there, you can call at least two names, right? There's nobody lining up with Usain Bolt right now, right? You have the man have what? 4 world records, the 1, 2, 4x1 and the 150, right? 4 world records, 11, 13 world medals. But here's where he removes Shelley from the conversation: the Olympic medals, right? When you have almost a triple, and Shelley have what? How many Shelley have? 4?
She now has no triple. She now
5.
But in total,
She have one
She have
world
5 world championship.
no Olympics. Vinny,
She have 4 Olympics medal, 2 gold, a silver, and a
Thank you.
bronze.
So how does that line up with a man who have 8?
Yeah, she
I even
can't
know
match.
she had 9, it should have been, but 8. Come on, now, tell me. How it line up?
No,
And
man, I think they were
especially
talking about the 100 meter in particularly. So I think the commentator last night said after she win, she's arguably the greatest 100 meter sprinter, male or female.
Oh, okay.
That
No.
you can agree with.
Well, I was pivoting off all this excitement on
Oh, hold
Facebook.
on a second. So I'm not really busy about on the chat. I'm going to watch my anthem being played.
Oh, yes.
Watch that. We go on.
Make you stand up. Stand up.
Gentlemen, we're on the good conversation, right? The good conversation gets interesting, the more interesting, because here we have Alison Felix, right? With only 7 individual world championship medals. 7.
70% of our medals
and a
are
bunch
relay
of
medals.
and a bunch of relay medals in the 4x4 and now and the mixed relays. But yet she's considered the GOAT. You know, that can be a very much. Let me use an example. And I said on this podcast the other night, Merlin Atti, for example, would probably be upset about that because Merlin Atti has 10 or 9 world championship individual, including 2 goals, right? 9 world championship medals, including 2 goals, which is way more than Alison Felix. So I just think American media kind of overhype it. I'm not saying Alison Felix is not a GOAT in her own way, because there can be several GOATs. She's not, but then there is the GOAT, which is Bolt. I don't.
One GOAT upon the farm.
I don't.
One Rami.
One Rami.
But I want to hear your guys' opinion on it, because I think it's overhyped where Alison Felix is getting for 7 medals. No, Kim, so you do that.
One deggy Rami. Rami all serious. How we are doing?
One Rami. In the same favor you saying. Look on that.
Yeah, man. Bolt the GOAT.
Yo, who knows something else than this?
She would have. Shelley would have had to have the Olympic.
What about world champs though? World
No,
champs.
she would have had to. For me, she would have had to have the world record. To compare with Bolt in the 100 meter, and even then, just the way how Bolt has separated himself from the rest of the field, it is just, I mean, should have had to do something like that. Yes, she have 2 more gold medal in the 100 meter than Usain Bolt for the world championship. Yes, she have 4 Olympic medal, but only 2 gold. She would have, listen, Bolt totally decimate the competition.
Yes.
Full stop. Yeah, you understand? It wasn't. I was watching something the other day. They were talking about the 100 meter record, and they were looking at how it was broken, and it was like 1 second, 2 seconds, 1 second, 1 second. Bolt has broken the record, the record by 11 seconds, 0.11 second. They have never seen that before. That level of listen, it's not even close.
Also to add to that, you know, Vinny, when Usain Bolt in his prime competing, everybody else is competing for second and third and fourth.
Exactly.
Like the first place is already there. Yeah. Which Shelley is like, we know she can win, but hey,
but you win,
But
Me not agree with that.
Don't do it. Hey, Shelley can win, but hey, I wonder what Ilian can come with. Hey,
in some of her races, we knew she would have won them. But in others, we know that it is a competition. With Bolt, it was never a competition.
When Shelley line up, Shelley have a different somebody. And yes, it looked like there was no things that take place. And if how big is the podcast again? Because we're going to start talk some things, you know. Talk some things. And Stridex know too. We're going to talk some things. There's a lot of things that take place because of them movements. These people, these athletes are at the top of their game, but yet still them are run away at the top of them game, right? I'm going to talk about the whole discomfort and happy level and all them things there. Let's put it into perspective. Why would, when Shelley started rise, 2008, when she go match at the world place, our next goal was 2012, and she just keep on a rise and a climb just so. And then just here comes all of the madness now because who come in the picture?
Yeah. Show some respect to the anthem.
People are watching us, so we have to say
no respect. Show some respect to the anthem.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we hear it. What are you talking about? This mayonnaise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jamaican
I wonder
national.
if we can sing the anthem. Sing the anthem, Vinny.
Justice through the earth forever. Uh,
Yeah, but there's a lot of things where we know we can put out there we stop Shelly from getting consistent gold medals. That Stridex can attest to. Well, one, we can't talk about the pregnancy part and injury come with sports. I mean, never got too stressed that. But and the fact that she can still come back at the back end of her career and
yes,
still come out and
Yes.
come produce
yes,
goal. Come
Yes.
on, man.
That
And we're
is
yeah,
talking about
man.
peak
amazing.
and she run even
Yeah,
faster now than
no,
before.
yeah.
Yes.
Say
You know,
it's a lot.
this is the
She's
fastest
a
she has won any of her
hey,
finals.
listen, she's a phenomenal athlete,
Yeah, man.
and
She
to
bad.
come back from pregnancy, women pregnancy, there's a lot of changes in their body,
Hey,
weight, all sort of things you
From a
have to
hey,
do.
scientific
But
perspective,
listen,
sir, that's the
hold
most
on.
natural thing that happens to a woman's body.
Hold, hold,
That's the one natural thing. They heal just like how you get a wound, because God created them that wound.
no man,
but,
but even though they heal, it take no
but
man,
Vinny,
it takes
but
some
Vinny,
time.
all right,
It takes
Vinny,
some time, but it's a natural process
Mm.
all right,
alive. God
Vinny, but
created them that way.
this is where quote unquote Shelly kind of lose marks with the pregnancy situation because other athletes have done it as well.
1,500 meter woman
Name
does it.
them. Name them. Which of them?
The near what's your name? Near Ali, the one who run the hurdles.
One.
The,
The
the same
400 meter
the
girl,
same
That
1500 person. Two, Shelly.
twice.
the
How many
Kenyan them. They can't count Kenyan people and them
Oh
African
yeah,
brother. They build different.
blocks, over 50,000.
careful.
Watch it.
So when they say that, Vinny, like, listen, like when you're using that for an argument to buff up your point, it has to be some unprecedented stuff. It can't be nobody else can do it.
All
Now, if
right, but
somebody else do
it is
it is
unprecedented in the
impressive.
100 meter, because remember, the 100. I believe. Well, you guys are the expert in running and all of this. The 100 meter has a high intensity to it. You understand? In terms of if you look at even the athletes who run it and stuff like that, them weight or them train, the intensity level over that 10 second and that 9 second is so high. Your body have to be in supreme shape. You understand? And I mean, I get what you're saying, Kems, in terms of there are other athletes who have done it and stuff like that. But just the consistency and the fact that she has done it, she has come back, she has dropped the
Years.
weight, she has listen me,
Years and years.
she's a phenomenal woman. For me, she is the GOAT in the
Vinny,
100-meter woman.
Vinny,
I'll
let me
give
say
For
her.
me,
something.
she is.
Hold on,
I'll
Vinny,
give
I'll
her
make
that.
a point here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something in track and field called muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
You're a sprinter, you're sprinting for a long time, like Shelly's been sprinting from long time, from Wilma's days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up. Our muscle them develop certain things inside, right? So you see,
Mm-hmm.
she take a 9 months off, she not gonna
Mm-hmm.
go back to square one, right? If she did have a baby now, she never did tracks period. And gonna have a baby as a different story altogether. So
Careful.
that
Careful with that muscle memory, because we might ask you where is you and Blake
what
muscle
you did is
memory.
phenomenal. Phenomenal, but you
Hey,
start from
Vinny is
zero.
a wicked man, you know. You said it.
You know?
Now we have to get rid of Vinny.
No, but
Vinny is
where
a
is you
wicked
and
fella, you
you
know.
and Blake muscle memory, boss man?
What you
That's
doing?
a great point.
Carefully things what you are saying.
Honestly, I
That,
didn't hear I miss
that's
your
a
word.
great point.
What
Kid,
Vinny doing?
that does
But
this to me, say, kid.
no,
Him
she
just
don't start to
him,
hear you, what say still.
kid, him just push it to the left a while ago.
When say,
Yeah, man,
point.
far man.
If muscle memory, as you say, is so important, and there's a thing called muscle memory, why Shelly can come back and keep those shadows.
Right.
The man ask you, where is your one Blake muscle memory?
Why? I mean, no one of team. This is the planet.
That's a big question. That's a big.
Hey, Vinny boy,
I
Vinny.
don't know.
Hey, here's something I want to throw the gentleman. We're talking about impressive. What's been impressive about in the goal conversation with these two. So I read IAF when it was called IAF, World Athletics. They used to do studies after each championship and post the statistics about all kind of stuff that break down. So I see one for Usain Bolt and the 100 meters, right? And this was after Berlin, and they broke up all the 10 meters, and Leford, Cade, Chems, we know after 60 meters, no one has ever gotten faster, right? So it's a race against who's decelerating. The race is for who's decelerating the slowest after 60 meters, right? The study for Usain Bolt showed that after 60 meters, after 60 meters, for every 10 meters after that, he maintained his top end. And I think there was only the last 10 meters that he dropped 0.01 millisecond. You know how ridiculous that everybody in history after 60 meters, dropping. This man is the first man that science have actually looked at that has done this. So it's almost like he maintained his peak all the way to 80 meters. That's something else impressive.
You can't really get a dig like that at Joe, you know. That's a wicked dig,
Listen, no, you are my boy. You're unlike him,
you know, we say you are my boy at the trials, right? We said he fast started and people nearly kill we. Me and Adrian, we said that.
Yeah, remember.
The machines were not, the equipment were not telling the truth, and they nearly killed me. But we were right. We turned out to be right. That's a flatter.
Here's something else. Here's something else that we mentioned around that time that I want to come back. Levon, do you remember me questioning Akeem Blake's mentality?
Yep.
So now after that run in that 100 meter, does my argument gain some kind of weight? Do we need to start looking at if he's not mentally ready? Should he be going to Europe more often?
Well, what I'll say about that, Adrian, is that I think we try to be too critical too soon. Right?
Well, it was too soon then, so it's still too soon now.
I mean, Adrian, the man, honestly, as much as my hard, and then the man just come on the scene. Give the man a little bit of opportunity. Because then again, are we going to have the same argument about a Kemba Nelson who ran 10.88?
No. Kemba Nelson had a college season. Why would we?
Okay.
She had a very long indoor-outdoor college season.
Okay, but then what about those? Okay, sure. But what about those other college athletes now? For example, like Abby Steiner that have the range of 1, 2, and 4, and 4x4 and all of that. If she now progresses and say get a medal in the 200, then do we diminish that college season, or do we just throw that away?
Name another athlete, because Veronica Campbell Brown did it, right? So there's always the exception. There's always one exception. Yeah. But name another athlete. Name another Abby.
Adrian, can I ask you this? Because I saw a particular analyst was talking about Akeem Blake. And he was saying, and as I say, you guys are the expert in the track, and he was saying that he was talking to somebody that was saying that they don't think Blake is going to hold up and last. They were talking about his body for the 100 meter and how he was built. And they were saying that it seemed like an athlete. And this was before the Jamaica finals where he pulled up another little cramp at the end. And they were saying that they don't believe that he's going to last based on his body. You understand? I know, but when Kems had the discussion, and Kems is saying, but the truth is he's young. He's just 19. His body not start build, him not start full out and stuff like that. But what is your thought on that? Because some of the experts are saying that they don't believe that how he's built, he's gonna last. It's almost like they're saying he's gonna get injury and we're not going to see him.
That's
after a while.
That's nonsense. In 2004, you saying had what was the injury called again?
Scoliosis, I think, at the spine. Right? Yeah, the curvature of the spine.
I say that to say this: science and medicine is so far advanced now in sports that you will, if Akeem needs a treatment, they're going to find a treatment for him. So I don't buy that argument, and I do believe he's not done yet. He's not yet done growing into his sprinting physically. I think he has a lot more ceiling. Right, I'm not fully aware of his high school career, but I've never heard his name being mentioned in the limelight a lot. So hopefully he has a young training age going through high school.
You know, his Chems, I think they said he was the fastest world youth athlete when he got injured and didn't go to the championship.
Akeem.
Akeem.
Alright, so Akeem went to Merlin at the high.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But
he got injured and was out of champs for 2 years approximately.
That is awesome. That is what you want to hear, because some of these coaches are overzealous a lot. You know, I see a picture today and I asked Leford was here when I asked the question. The picture was with Anisha McLaughlin
And Shelley.
and Shelley in the background.
Mm.
And then the first question come to my mind because I always look for the controversy first, right? The first question that comes to mind is, wow, an athlete like Anisha McLaughlin used to destroy this lady
Shelley.
who's now 5-time world champion.
Are
we doing too much in the high schools? Are we pushing them too much?
Yeah,
Argument have to be raised. We have to talk about it. Coaches need to step back. A Leford Green from a Greater Portmore went to Kingston College. What, the third best junior after that 400 meter in Jamaica?
Can I ask you this?
I send you the picture.
Yeah, can I ask you this, Leford? Do you believe that there are athletes that peak at different points in time? In the sense that you may have an athlete who will peak at career peak, who will peak at a champs and they just don't go beyond that. Another athlete will peak in college and you don't see them going beyond that. And then you have athletes who come at the adult senior level and you see them do well. As a man who has been there.
I'm going to rewire the question because the question wrong. Athlete peak is not dependent on the athlete.
Okay.
Athlete peak is dependent on the coach. I believe coaches rush athlete to them optimal performance before they are ready for it? Yes.
Okay.
Is this a big thing? Is this a big thing in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Because everybody are trying to find the next Usain Bolt and them don't think about the track age. Track age meaning how long them are going to last in the sport.
Chronological age. Your track age is very important.
Christopher Taylor. Are one of the best that we see go through high school. Like for real. 100, 200, 400.
Yep.
No normal. And if you look on him look like a whisk now. Him start put on look a muscle now. Which means can we say the work what him did do then? Maybe I them work them if I get now. The thing is coaches push these athletes very young too early. So when they come later on now, them can't really produce.
I love that response, Leford, and really put things in perspective. And I guess it will make what Adrian just said true. Because if you rush the athlete to their optimum before they fully develop, then they're going to start breakdown afterwards, and you're going to have problem.
That's a very telling picture, and I think every coach need this picture in the locker room.
I think everybody need that picture.
Everybody need that picture.
Because I know Anisha must see this picture because it's all over the internet, so she must see. I wonder, looking at this picture,
Annie and Shelley.
What you think? What would you think about in this picture? See,
I'd file a lawsuit.
She don't see no way. No man, Annie and her a good friend.
Annie was a special talent.
Yes,
she was.
When in class 4, gentlemen, Annie was running faster than class 4 boys.
No, and class 3.
In class 3, she was beating class 1.
Right, so she was special, but they push her. They start to push her a little too much.
I don't know. I don't know if it's pushed with her in her case, but I just use that picture to make an argument. Because remember, she developed. We all grew up with her. We saw the development, like she, I don't know. We'll probably need Fly to tell us more about this part of it.
All right, so
at around 15, 16, it's different for them.
But gentlemen,
all right, so everybody in the chat room, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And gentlemen, we have 11 minutes to go before we end the stream.
All right. Question I want to ask everybody. Chris Taylor, he's a giant national record holder, junior, 100 meter. A lot of people don't know that. It's very fast, very, very efficient over 1 and 2. 1 year at Jamaica international meet, where I flight Uncle Horse, the man beat some big names, win the 200 meter. I think he's just phenomenal, a phenomenal sprinter. I still can't see him as a quarter miler. And I don't know why nobody else don't see that. I don't know why. I don't know what you guys think. What is the perspective here? Blacks.
My perspective. Honestly, you better go find back Clarky.
I think so. For Chris, this is my thing, right, Ken? And I've said it. I think Chris Taylor spent 1 year too long in high school, right? I think that last year that he spent there, when him try run injured, forget points and retain trophy and all of them little thing there, I think that me personally, I think it set him back 2 years or 3 years probably, right? Because the trajectory that he was on is like him take him do a about face and him gone back and then him do another about face and I come back this way, right?
But
Because where Chris Taylor is now, based on projection, the man should have be way better than he is right now. And I just think that
Not
last year when he was
not
injured,
not necessarily. I
But
must say
is he
this,
a
right? I
sprinter?
mean,
That's what I'm asking. Is he a
I,
sprinter?
400 a sprint kid.
No, I
Kid,
mean one two sprinter.
kid,
Mhm.
I think you should watch back the stream where Danny McFarlane was on because Danny McFarlane did address it. He said that a man never run 4 bills and at all. Go down to the
All
two
right, somebody
and
see
the
what I
100.
saw. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Danny did say that.
he's a sprinter.
But I don't think it's the event for him right now. I don't think at the event, I don't think whichever event him go, where we're gonna see performance or not, is a matter of again we talk about training age and the type of work that you put in at a certain part in time. And it only reason I mean we see Chris Taylor start back run again, it took like him take a year or two off and take a break from the training conditions that we used to have. And I know it start to come back forward again for him in terms of a drop some look at performance. Because as you can see now, him body actually look like it developed and can get some work. So I know it's being funny and say you're sending back to Clarky because I know him body really can take the work where him did that do then when him body couldn't manage it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just more so the thing with it. I mean, yeah, Christine has special talent, and then you have some back to the Anisha and the Shelly thing. And you have some people perform well when them young, and you call them you have early bloomer, you have late bloomer. So I just saw them things that go. So again, most of the stuff come back down to your handlers, and like I said, the whole peaking conversation come back to how well your coach is. Cause him determined that if you have a coach where they want to say, yo, listen up, at 20 years, me I look for good, versus yo, hurry up and get this so you can sign and lock in some
Yeah.
money we got. And we have enough for them coaches these days. And
No, talk truth. Thank you.
and
You
nobody
appreciate
not
you, man.
nobody not addressing
Appreciate you.
nobody not addressing the fact that
Yes.
there's because no coach now want to let go the mat lead. Yo, money, sign. And the biggest thing we beat them. That is why even the rumor come with the twin them say them sign, just like Keanu Davis did something, she did sign and all that because everybody want us back in and get piece of the pie. They're not putting all them word. They're not think about the youth them future.
Wow.
And
There
that
are
is
some
where the
some
disconnect are
selfish
going on at the minute.
coaches. Yeah, there are some selfish coaches out there seeing the kids as meal tickets for themselves. That's not good. I can't be a human being and see somebody and treat them like that. You got to give them more out of it. You can't just stop at the
Wow.
Martin get his trophy.
Yeesh. That's rough. That's rough. That's
I got a
rough.
question
That's
though. Let's see if I can draw some controversial out of Leford. I have a question. Kev, pay attention, man. You disrespect the program.
Nice.
We not catch Leford very often. He's a very busy
I
man.
catch him tomorrow night, sir. Ma come
No,
back.
you're lucky if you catch him. He's a very busy
No
man.
man, he'll be back tomorrow night. I heard this man. Him can't walk out and
No, I'm ask him while you have him here. Listen up. So, talk to me, Leaf. KC win how much championship, right? Judges now from 1925, right? And the last time KC had was a 6-year win streak. You was a part of that one, the 6-year one, right? How many? All right, that's sure. KC had a stretch. Jamaica College in the 90s had a stretch, and now Calabar, right? Now, out of those years of dominance, consistent dominance with those three teams, like we barely see anybody come forward and win any medals at the highest level. At Kingston College, do you think you guys were doing the same thing?
It'll go back to one topic we raised earlier, where Kemsey kind of asked him say, why overall, the Jamaican athlete them go NCAA, they not really approach it the same way. I will tell you this for Kingston College athlete. While they're in high school, they're very highly competitive and they are about Kingston College. For them, after them leave that, most of them, as you see, them just go and turn to them books and them never too care about track and field.
So that's
for
the
them,
excuse. It's not.
It's not
It's
an
not
excuse.
overwork and
No,
overwork.
it's not.
It's not an excuse. It's just the fact to all them kind of see different. Them kind of for them mentality getting start different. So them I say, hey, me look on longevity. Me know say me not love sports that much. I just coach come calm because I come from me get to. Me know me can play ball and then good thing because as you know, your father's school. You know
Yes.
how our school was developed. You know Kingston College. You know the history of Kingston College. It was inner city youths that really couldn't go nowhere. Them couldn't go the Wilmers, the this
Come
and
on,
that.
let's say it, man. I'm not afraid to say it. Them could come at Georges.
And them couldn't go charges. So it was Kingston College be built with inner city
Yeah.
youths them where can't go, them so bad, them people them thing not up, them couldn't go nowhere. And the whole image of the school changed throughout the success of the years is and then now it become like Kingston College are the leading. So it was always a different of a mentality to them out. So the youth them always are pretty different. So reason why you not really to see them on the professional stage are because them not really them not see track and field as bread and butter.
Very
Who is
Adrian,
that?
difficult.
Dale Francis.
Adrian, hey, what a lick. What a
No,
lick, Adrian.
no. By your logic, Georges should have more national representative in what? Football? Because if a football we are talking, I can name all of our national representatives right now.
All right.
But we have no fun football too.
Which enough?
All right.
Who's
So let's
enough?
start the rivalry now. Jeez and peace. Casey.
No, who's enough? Make him talk about enough. No,
Casey
bring
have
back that
But-
comment. Who's it?
but-
Dale
but-
Richards?
Dale Francis.
One thing I'll tell you guys, if you ever start me in the stream immediately. Go on.
but one thing, Leford, because I had a friend of mine who used to run and she get a scholarship and she went away and she was saying that it was rough. I mean, and I hear you say it earlier, every weekend you have a track meet, everything.
Fox.
And she said what she did, she said she worked hard and got a academic scholarship and came off the track scholarship.
Done
And she
with
said
that.
she just done with tracks after that. Because she said it was ridiculous. So she said she
Yeah,
worked
man.
hard, got an academic scholarship, and just leave the tracks after that.
It
So you have
real,
persons
man.
who do that.
It's real, because that's what I say. It change the whole thing. You feel like you're up on a job, you're coming on a new environment, new culture, new everything. It's not.
Archie Edwards.
Yeah, that is true. St. Jago athletes do
I
better
think
on
Beer
the
have
global
more medals
level.
than St. Jago on the global level.
Yeah, you got to be joking. St. Jago has done more.
Berlin at alone give them one heap of medal, one bag of medal.
Yeah, we have
Pierre
Bertland,
medal.
we have Bertland, we have Blake, we have Ellery in Ennis London. Listen, don't start me
Look
out.
it up, I'll get the stats together. I going to contact Bruce Herbert, what's his name? And get the stats, because them man they're statistician. You see my commentate on TVJ Sports Network. What's his name?
Vinny, so I hear a man run around corner, you know. Man say don't draft for Manchester. Eh?
What? We do and a school challenge quiz. I am at that.
Man, this is cool bad man, come defend it.
Manchester High win girl
Not
champ.
tonight.
Watch it. Not sure KC relevant. It's a school challenge. We can call KC this too.
All right, that's true. Well, that's true. Yeah,
But
but
gentlemen, I'll be wrapping it up soon, so I'm just going to give you guys a minute each to talk about anything track related that you want to talk about. Because
I just need 2 seconds. I don't need a minute.
it has been a marathon tonight already, and I see some of these fellas complaining that the marathons have been too long. So I'm going to wrap it up now. So Adrian, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't need 1 minute. All right, just real quickly. Sharika Jackson, Abby Steiner, Shelley and Fraser Price. That's it.
Okay.
all right, well, let me follow him then. Sharika Jackson, Elaine Thompson, and Dina Asher.
You're drinking mad puss piss over there. you.
All right.
Mad puss.
Boss, all you have to do is put your number out on the table.
Let me follow them. Sharika Jackson,
Sharika Jackson and
Elaine
also
Thompson.
second and third Gabby.
Elaine Thompson, Abby Steiner.
Sharika Jackson.
Sharika Jackson.
And it stopped right there.
No, man. So this is how it's going to finish. Sharika Jackson.
It stopped right there.
Well, I know, man. This is how this is going to finish. So it's going to be Sharika Jackson, Aminata Saini, Beatrice Masalingi.
Trust me, because the athletes are going to do well.
No, we're gonna take it as joke, but I
Them
see
can
that
win,
Fini.
Suppose the
I
three
saw-
the athletes finish 1, 2, 3. It's
Ken,
like no,
When
no, no,
I bring them
no.
good a medal, man.
Trust me. I go down Sharika alone. We know not talk. And the next 2 days, I'll run right behind at 21-6 and 21-7. Let's stay there.
I do believe Elaine will medal. I
I
believe she
hope
will
so.
medal.
I would hope so, but you know,
I
look,
believe she'll medal.
Watch
I
out.
believe she'll
We're
medal.
gonna hope, you know. We're gonna
the
hope.
farm book
Like,
now
Not,
agree with Clean
and
the
it is
thing.
not.
like,
It's not a hope for me. I know she will medal.
Vinny, make sure you come back tomorrow night
There,
because Clean
man.
now get the medal.
I believe stronger
I
than
The
a
farm
rope.
book is against her.
I hope we get the sweep in the 200
I wrap
because
up,
US
bro.
men are poised to get the sweep in the men.
Yeah, I don't see who going to stop US men.
Yeah, it's
So who do
rough.
you think I go win the US men?
The youngster,
The US men.
the pretender,
You know,
the
US
young,
against US?
the young pretender,
Oh
Yes,
God.
yes, a youngster.
the young pretender. You
Ooh.
have something to prove. You come with fire and belly.
So lies down for proof.
You win it already.
Kems,
Oh,
who will win the US
For
200
the men,
meter? Yeah.
no lies easily.
All right, so
Okay.
gentlemen, tomorrow is not the final for the 200.
No, it's
It's
No,
not.
not
Can
the
tomorrow
call
final,
it
is
early.
but you guys keep on talking about hope. Is this the hope that you're talking about? Must be.
it it is not a hope for me. Alien will medal.
over who?
In no matter over who. I have her for the silver medal at worst bronze, but
Listen me.
Alien will
Vinny,
medal.
farm book now agree with you, but we see.
And not even asking if she going medal. I am
Yeah, hold it to
telling you
that.
she win medal.
Vinny, right now, man, I want more win the lottery. Man.
Levon,
Give me numbers then.
Hey, but I say thanks to the man. A big give
Yeah.
thanks Leford Green for coming on here.
Yes.
yes, big up yourself, blacks. Big up yourself all the time.
don't say a word, but anytime when you're done with the thing already, we
We
always
really
argue them
appreciate
thing.
you. If you say anything controversial, just be aware that you'll be held liable because I am sure there's about over 50, 60,000 people is going to watch this live.
Go sit
So
yeah.
when you're called on your Facebook and your Instagram, do not blame us, sir.
Hey, me retired, you know, so I'm not really too big about people. I don't have much, I don't have much emotions again. Them can't say about me.
We
Oh God.
expect more tomorrow night from you, sir, because the big
Uh,
ones are coming up. The hurdles.
Yeah,
You're
man,
that's your baby.
Triple LC is actually disappointed in him, man, because I didn't remember her. So she's
Oh
disappointed.
man,
Oh.
see, I mean,
But
I don't mind fighting
she's
at
still a
the
big
Red
up,
Cup.
though, man. Just still a give it a big up.
At the Red Cup.
You're not getting a super touch tonight, Levon. Welcome to the super fan them.
You know, so you need to jump in the door. You need to do it, you know. So here what? Tomorrow night, Kate shall be in the chat with some super chats.
I agree, sir.
There you have it. All right, so that's
okay.
what 5 of us on the panel along, and then Kate makes 6. So Kate is with the conversation. Who agree that Kate should be in the comment section donating some super chat?
Yeah, man,
All
definitely.
day. Night and day.
See it? 5 against 1.
Then they're my doctor.
But
Mm.
big up on yourself, big up to everyone who's on. I can't remember them because a lot of people jumped in and jumped out. So I'm just going to say big up everyone that was on the panel. Great discussion. Enjoyed it all. Hopefully see you guys tomorrow again. Bless up. Peace out to all of you.
Back
But
to you tomorrow night, blacks.
I see a word, man, live,
All
man.
right.
yeah, man, big
All
up
See you
right.
yourself,
tomorrow.
Leford.
Big up yourself.
Up.
Strides.
But I'm going to end this stream by just bigging up our sponsor, Let's Care Medical and Let's Care Optical. Just visit them at the 3 locations in Manchester, Santa Cruz, and Montego Bay. So I'm just going to end it by playing the ads for Let's Care Medical and Let's Care Optical.